everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to the weekend. Welcome back to Rare Farming. I want to stop by and see if I can find that kitty cat rare in Eversong Woods first, because I haven't been keeping up with that, and I would like to get that pet. How's everybody doing? Hi, guys. Average Teacup, Orange Quake, Flauto, Onyx, Anidra, Mediocrity, Helen, Day. Hi, guys. Melanth, Peppy, Jake, of course. Juicy Booty, hello, what's up? Happy Sunday. How's everyone's weekend going? I'm here vaguely on time. I got a cup of coffee we can work on. We've been doing rare farming for the last couple of days. We got a mount. What day was it? Was it Friday? No, it wasn't yesterday. It might have been Friday. Hi, Hazel. Hello. I feel like I could get one today. It's within the realm of possibility. It could happen. There's only one way to find out. Blurring together a little bit, yeah. A little tiny bit. This way. This is the stuff. This was the new mount that I got. I got my Amani Sharp Talent. So the last two that I need are ground mounts. So if I want to bond with them if they ever drop, I'm going to have to really dig deep and come up with some excuses to ride them. Just go do laps around the neighborhood. Stream poll time. Finish my first Herondar run of the day. Oh, nice. Keeping on it. Keeping after it. Think I'll get it finally. Do some time walking. Nice. I like that this one has been cooperating. It's been up for me lately. I just need her to drop the pet once. I don't need any more mounts from Eversong, but there's a pet that I don't have, and I don't know, it's cute. I want this one in particular, but I'm not getting it that time. Let's go to Zolamon. I'm also in the home stretch, I believe, for Mysterious Sky Shards from Herondar Rares. Part of me wants to do Herondar Rares first, just to make sure I really prioritize those, because I have, I think, over 400 now of 500. And at 500, you can get Aln Chiron, and that's a whole nother amount that I want. And it'll be kind of neat if I can just get that one incidentally. It'd be kind of fun. You probably only have about 45 more days of farming than left. It could be. It could be 45. It could be 145. It could be 1. Never know. Won't stay long, because apparently, when you turn a certain age, it's a big deal. Happy birthday, Pet Puppy. Big deal. Gotta go celebrate. Everything so far is good. Nice. Are you also farming the fishing mount? I have aspirations to. I have so far unacted on aspirations to farm the fishing mount. I haven't done any fishing, but I've been thinking about it. Which is the next best thing. That's almost as good. I've considered fishing for the fishing mount. Got my second pet from this rare today. Oh, nice. You getting extras to sell, or you just want more of them? Hey, Hazel, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Getting the day rolling. I've got kitties somewhere. Oh, there's one. What are you doing? They're crazy right now. They're thundering around the house. They're thumping. TQ was very sweet this morning. He was waiting for me to wake up. He was in bed with me and he was cuddling, and every time he thought that he felt me like move, he would kind of like come up to my head to check if I was awake, and then if I wasn't, or if I was pretending to be asleep, because of course I was awake or else I wouldn't be able to tell this story. But when he decided that I wasn't getting up, he would like give me 5 more minutes. But then when the alarm went off, he was like, yeah! And then he started like aggressively head bumping me and nibbling on my fingers, and he was like, we're doing this. Get the frick out of bed. It was very cute. He's very happy. Debated dozing back in the hibernation, but I think he motivated me to get some coffee. Coffee always helps. Are you on my windowsill? That's impressive, actually. I've got a very narrow windowsill in this room. Try not to hurt yourself, okay? Don't fall. They're getting bigger and more. I flew to the wrong one. Bigger and more nimble by the day. Hello, Games Hazelnutty. Whoa! Tagged it. I almost missed it. But I didn't. Hope they don't cause any destruction. Now they've tripled in size. They were in my living room. I have a PC next to my TV, and I keep like a little wireless keyboard and mouse combo on it to use the said PC. And the mouse, I normally just kind of like stack them on top of the tower when I'm not using them to kind of put them away so I know where to find them. Which means that there's just a computer mouse just, you know, sitting on top of a keyboard on top of a tower. And the cats took great offense to this morning and I don't know how they knew it was a mouse. But they knocked it off and we're knocking it around. I gotta make sure I put that back in a cupboard somewhere. I think it's still on the floor. I think I had one of those mornings where I watched it happen and I went, alright, and then I did nothing, absolutely nothing about it. Not a single muscle was lifted to change that situation. It was like, alright, I guess it's on the floor. You know, far be it from me to judge. Broke down, finally installed an alpha build of rarity so I can keep up with how bad my luck really is. We got a Froggy.
RB's favorite bloodthirsty insect.
Tips on what to do right now and WoW. Maxed out my main, waiting for the new season to start. Depends on what sounds fun for you. You could do an alt. You could set up an alt in case you want to try another class. You could do some collecting. You could work on your house. You could get into PvP. You could try gold making. You could get into professions. Really, world's your oyster. Azeroth is your oyster. They thought they found a real mouse. It was saying something funny to them. I just need to find a spot to sit for a second and then we can have some coffee. I didn't start my stream in my house today. I forgot. I guess I was too anxious to get the mount farming started. Hi, Moose. Hi, baby boy. I've fallen behind in his nail trimming and now I've kind of like... Are you good? You're good. Committing to getting caught back up, so every morning before I let him out, I'm doing 1 to 2 nails. But I'm kind of working my way around the dog, and I think I'm making him lopsided. You okay? Moose has patience for me to do more nails. I'm kind of a chicken. Tiki, what's up? You want to come up? Oh yeah, T-Mog farming. Always, always, always good. Tiki, come see me. I'm lonely. I'm needy. Meow. Don't unplug my stream, then I'll be really lonely. Tiki, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hi. Excuse you. You may not. You may not. Hi. This guy was biting some cables at the back of the computer. And I like go to put like a hand under his arms to help move him off of the cable, and he just dead weights. He just falls over and it's like, fine. Move me if you must. Doing mount farm as well. Not having much luck yet though. Drop rates are fickle. Fickle things. Hi. How are you? You happy this morning? Oh, Tuna's here too. Good morning, Tiki and everyone else. Tuna, do you want to come up? We get a 2-for-1 special? Tuna, can we do it? Come here. 2 cats. 2-for-1 special. Here. Now you've seen them both in the same time at the same place. It's not just one cat with like, whoa! A costume on. Looks almost identical to my cat. Both boys. The black one is named Tiki, and then the white one with patches is named Tuna. And Tuna's gonna sit on the PC. Tiki's gonna sit on my lap, at least for the next 30 seconds until you decide to go destroy something else. He's so cute. And I'm gonna have some coffee. There's a rare that spawns here. It's not up right now, so this is a good chance. Oh, you going on the desk? Okay. Cats for days. This might be a stream that gets momentarily interrupted by cats unplugging stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're in a mood today. Nope, not that one. Okay. Seeing your void makes me miss mine. They're so sweet. This is what I get for having a bunch of stuff on my desk. It's like wading through like pens and paper and rulers and headphones. Oh. I've left an idle tab of Cookie Clicker up on one of my monitors, and he tried to tap the cookie with his paw. Tiki looks so much like mine. Similar build. Mine also has a semi-white patch on their chest. That sounds really cute. Alright, kids. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Should I look for a different rare? We're kind of early to be camping just one. I might go check for these other northern ones for a second. And maybe tidy up my desk. Holy moly, guys. Macaroni. Cookie Clicker on Steam? I did. That's what I have up. That's the tab. I guess I'm using the word tab incorrectly, but I have an instance of the Steam version of Cookie Clicker running. You want me to show you what's going on in there? I have it on idle mode, so I'm not going to get distracted. I'm not clicking golden cookies. Live on stream. Can you imagine the scandal? I got cuddly. I did it. Congratulations. Nice. Your evil council is assembling. Is it better than the web version? It's basically the same thing as the web version. It might be a slightly different version, but it's not going to have many more mechanics. It is better than the mobile version, supposedly, but it's just Cookie Clicker. Here, I'll show you. Here, I'll get myself to a rare that I'm camping, and then I'll show you what's going on with me and Cookie Clicker right now. Happy Sunday, Stalwartine. How you doing today? Yeah, so we'll wait here for this guy to spawn. We'll take just a second, and we'll do a little tour. So the main thing I'm doing is I have managed to cultivate a drowsy fern, which I'm collecting all the seeds for the garden. So this isn't going to be mature for another 12 hours, even on the fastest fertilizer speed. Also, is something hitting me? They are. So I just have to kind of leave the game open and keep an eye on it and make sure I don't let it go too long and like expire, because I need to harvest it when it's mature to get the seed. I'm trying to collect all the seeds so that I can sacrifice all the seeds for an achievement so that I can then get all the seeds all over again, which is kind of funny, but I'm getting a little bit better at it. I kind of neglected the farm for a while. And then these are elderworts that I'm starting really early because those are going to take 8 hours to mature, and when they're mature, I need to crossbreed them with crumb spores to try to make core puffs. That's the farm minigame. For my idle build, I'm currently running the cow god, along with Hollowbore. And oh yeah, screw yeah, that's right. I was gonna do Grandma Apocalypse. Let's make the grandmas angry, and see if we can get. I don't know if you can get Wrinklers with Golden Switch and Shimmering Veil, but that's what I have on anyway. So I'm not clicking anything, but I'm getting a boost. So I'm getting about a 10 decillion cookies per second. And we're just kind of working through achievements. I figure I can quit when I get like 90% upgrades and achievements. People that go for 100 really scare me. I have 88% upgrades, and I have, or 88% achievements. So I guess basically they're 94% upgrades. Or if I lose interest, but I feel like I need to get more achievements first. I'm not going for a shadow achievements. I like myself. How many hours do you have on Steam? Probably quite a few. Because you just leave it open to idle. I've been playing for... I've got some stats on that. Let me get to my next rare that I'm camping, then I'll show you. You got a notepad for Cookie Clicker? Yeah! The mini-games are surprisingly in-depth. I've kind of tapped out of the stock market. I'm not going to get... I got like 2 of the stock market achievements, and then I decided I was done because I tried reading the Cookie Clicker wiki page in the stock market, and I just got a headache. I'm just not gamer enough for that right now. After that, I found out about the happiness pet. My brain decides that I want it. Been grinding so hard to hit the cap for how many raid instances you can start. That is a cute one. Yeah, they're messing with a lot of stuff back there. I can't believe we're just 2 days away from people finally getting the Omnium Decor item. I suppose that is true. If it's still bad, I can unplug and replug some stuff in if there's like active static. They might be just they're both they're both causing chaos back there. You guys, you're gonna get removed from the office. I'm gonna have to close my door, and no one's gonna like that, especially not me. Babies, I lost one of them. Where are you? There you go. You may not. All right, all right. Hang on. We got a cat timeout over here. Both of them just decided that they were going to be just like full-time trying their hardest to bite through cables. And we're not going to do that. Is Puppy judging us? Is the audio still iffy? Okay, give me a sec. Okay, how about now? Every time that we do that, it's the same thing. I mute it while I'm unplugging stuff and plugging it back in so I don't static blast you guys. Everyone's like, oh man, you fixed it! How about now? Testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hippopotamuses, rhinoceroses, zebras in the zoo. The big brown bear bit the big black bug, and the big black bug bled big brown bear blood. Okay. Okay. Well, we're all good then. Zebras in the what now? I'm just mic testing. Sometimes people, when they're getting you to mic test, they just tell you to say anything. And that always intimidated me because I'm like, what do you mean say anything? Like, that's way too many options. That is far too nebulous and open-ended, and I now have anxiety. So I had a thing where anytime anybody asked me to just say stuff, I would just start listing zoo animals. Anything. Is that good enough? Yeah, that's probably a better direction that I should have gone in. Should we wait in the cave? Have a little bit more coffee? I miss the cats. They had to go. They can party in the rest of the house. They can unplug something else for a while. Kobe Sanctuary, thank you very much for the 18-month resub. Appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. A year and a half. Holy smokes. Now, Aria's gonna come up here. Now that, just for the finale of my tour, now that we're in Graham Apocalypse, we can augment our cookies per second. It looks like it's being debuffed, but the Wrinklers actually hold, I think it's like 1.2 something percent of the Wrinkler, or of the cookies that they eat. So these are like brain worms that the grandmas summon after the grandmas have become a hive mind. And they're gonna help me with my idle cookies. This is Cookie Clicker. This is what I've been kind of sort of doing alongside other things. So I started 2 months ago, exactly 60 days ago. This particular run started 12 days ago. I try to ascend whenever I can double my prestige. So right now I'm at 6.8 quadrillion prestige, like, progress. And I would want to get it to somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 before I reset, basically. And then doing that gives you a cookies per second buff for your next version of it. So that's what I've been doing. That's how I've been getting my desk time dopamine. This is the farthest I've ever made it into the game. Normally I would just get addicted, ruin my life just in the first phase of it for like a week or so, and then vow to never like open the tab again, because you can play it for free on the web too. But this is the stock market. Should we buy something? It looks like cereals are on the way up. Give me 100 of those. I'm gonna forget that I did that. I don't have any brokers hired. This game upsets me. I don't know how to do it. Why do the worms look so sus? There's a version of the game. There's a kind of like how WoW has arachnophobia mode. Cookie Clicker has a remove scary things mode that makes the Wrinklers. I think it puts googly eyes on them. Yeah, similar format to Paperclips. Incremental games. Paperclips is a little bit more closed-ended. Paperclips you can kind of win within like a couple of hours, and you certainly can't do that with Cookie Clicker. Remember when it's just a cookie and there was not a click feature, and that was it. Yeah, it's as far as I know, it's one dev, and they've patched quite a few different things into it over the years. It has a very small but still active community. Hello. How are you? It's evolved a lot. I've been getting a kick out of it. I feel like I'm close to being finished with it, but that might be a lie. I don't know. I'm certainly not going for shadow achievements. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to be at 88% already. Where is my rears? One rear, please. Reminds me of the Simpsons episode where Homer's PC says press any key, but he can't find the any key. Oh man, me. I remember playing Cookie Clicker in class when I was in middle school. When did it come out? Was it like a 2012 thing? I have 324 hours on Steam. When was Cookie Clicker released or made? Not AI. 2013. 2013. That was the year I started my YouTube channel. Yeah, it's a French programmer. That's right. I don't know how folks use MMOs. Tried to, cannot find the comfort, have given up. I mean, if you're happy gaming without one, they're completely optional. If you don't feel like you're missing out on anything, you probably aren't.
I have many wares.
I can't play without one anymore, but I'm used to them. I've been using them for a long time. It's kind of a crutch. I would be a bit lost if you asked me to keybind. Maybe a little better off now that we have fewer buttons. They've really purged a lot of actives out of everything, but I'd be a little lost if you tried to get me to keybind everything on just my keyboard. I feel like I need my mouse. It's like asking me to play piano with one hand. Use mine for utilities and kicks. So I got 4 action bars here, right? This left one that is like a little shorter than the rest of them are my keyboard buttons. Everything else is on my mouse or a modifier of my mouse. This is my mouse grid, and then this is my mouse grid with shift, and then this is my mouse grid with alt, which is why you get weird things like transmog buttons and warband pets and stuff. Like, this is just kind of for nothing in particular. I guess leap of faith. I used to need all of those buttons. Nowadays, not like wildly much. Nothing too crazy. We're waiting for, oh, the invader who's going to be in the cave down there. That's right. Haven't been able to catch a stream in a while. Love the new hair color. Thank you very much. Lay out my bars the same way you do. 2 left buttons are alt and control modifiers. Use shift in the keyboard. 4 hotbars. There's keybinds. 48, and I barely use half. Yeah, nowadays I feel like I could strip down. I could probably lose the alt bar altogether and just use the shift bar. Because I still have a toy. I have 2 toys and a pet on this bar. And the only thing that's actually needing to be on a hot bar and not just like a sidebar. Let's see, this is just a transmog. Oh hey, my rare's up. I think. I've never seen her summon it before. Did I interrupt her? Is she gonna do it? Should I? Maybe I should not kill her. Because she's the one that spawns with the rare. Here, I'm gonna leave and see if she wants to summon her Devouring Invader. I've never seen that happen before. I've never been camping that far in the cave. I'm gonna see if I can tether her. Despise those MMO mouses. Clicking on things constantly. Big figures. Yeah. Definitely not a fit for everybody. Do you want to summon your friend? Did I break her? I actually have no idea. Maybe this is normal. Maybe she always shows up and like hangs out for a bit. She might have to take her cult-induced lunch break. Imagine if you broke her. Corsair's good too, but mice are personal, like shoes. Yeah, it's nice to be able to try a mouse before you buy, but the places where you can do that are increasingly vanishing. Even when you could find stuff on the shelf at like a Best Buy or something, it would have a box. And sometimes the box would have like a front window, and then there would be like a molded plastic piece over the mouse, and it would let you like click 2 of the buttons or something, but you still couldn't really like try it. You'd have to ask somebody to like unbox it and plug it in. And that needs you to be socially brave and also find an employee on a good day. Seems from Light Darkness Quest is bugged if you start Ulutech. Hopefully Blizzard fixes it on Tuesday. I might have busted, or should I wowhead it? Let me look it up and see if anyone said anything about this. I mean, I might have been the first person to break her. So impatient that I'm camping in the middle of the cave. Summoner. I don't think that my rare scanner ever went off. She must not be the ID that it wants. Ravinia. Oh, there it is. Never mind. All you have to do is complain and then you're all set. It must be just on a timer. like on its own timer. They must have similar but not identical timers. Or maybe somebody killed them asynchronously, not at the same time. Salty that the G600 got discontinued using the Amazon dupe now. The lack of a control button upsets me. How is the Amazon dupe? Is it the Red Dragon one? I think they spawn independent of each other, had the rare without the summoner quite a lot. Yeah. That makes sense. Let's check on this one. I might spend some Marl. I feel weird just carrying around like 30k of it. I might, next time I'm at the town down there, I might just like buy some cosmetics on the vendor. Well, you can only do it once. Defined as the job, miss the control. Okay. That's good to know. I have to break a couple mice before I get to that point, but it is kind of my backup option. Does the job for me. Yeah. I can be hard on my things, but I'm not usually too hard on like my mice and keyboards, usually. I'm not like a slammer. I certainly don't throw things. I don't feel like I input my buttons too hard. I don't know. And then it's like, it's staying on my desk, so I can't like lose it under my bed and then step on it. Keep buying bonus rolls with my Marl. Bonus rolls with Marl? Oh. Oh, we are different people. That hurts me. I could never. I just stopped getting bonus rolls, to be honest with you. I just fell behind on them. I got to a point where I don't want any more gear. It's fine. Now your mice have natural predators. Apparently. Apparently they do. Tiki and Tuna may genuinely be the death of my last G600. Especially because I'm using it. So they'll be on my desk and they'll see me moving it. And that's just so enticing for a little kitty cat. It's just so much fun. I don't make money in this game since they took away my mission table. I usually use veteran crests. But I would do gold before I did Marl. Just because I feel like it's easier to grind gold than it is to grind Marl. Like, you get more of it faster. But that's just my own personal, singular, anecdotal experience. I have exactly 5k time warp batches. Chat, decide the mount. Is what, the raptor or the cat? Is it a cat? Oh, I see. Chrono Corsair, Bronze Gravewing, or Bronze Aquilon. Oh, Chrono Corsair, 100%. Although you did ask chat, not me, so I'm just chiming in. But between Pirate Dragon and then 2 Shadowlands mount recolors. Pirate Dragon. Marl will not be reset. That would be a strange thing for them to do. It's akin to resonance crystals. If you like Pokemon, you should check out Poke Clicker. All regions, Pokemon from all games, been playing it for months. Is it a browser game? This mount is so sick. Oh. Don't mind if I do. Free to play in browser. At only 170 mounts, need to step it up. Started with the War Within, though. I think that's plenty. You only need, like, 3. Get a flying mount, get a ground mount, get a swimming mount, and you're all set. Everything else is icing. I say as I search for mount number I don't want to talk about it. Hope they reset the re-roll stuff. I don't think that previous season bonus rolls are going to be any good in the new season. I don't think you're going to be able to use the bonus rolls you're buying now into bonus roll loot next tier. You need all of them. You need 1223. Just what it's showing is max. Inhumane. Unreasonable. How many do you have? 1184. 1184. opening all the things over here. According to Mount Journal Enhanced, anyway. Get new reroll tokens. They won't reset the ones we have. They just won't work. They'll probably still work in old content. Like, you'll probably still be able to go back and run, you know, Rotmire or, why have I already forgotten the raids that we had this season? Whatever the hell we were doing in the first season and I've already forgotten about. You could go do that and roll that and get loot. Hang on a second. What did we do? We did Dream Rift and Voidspire and March. That's why I forgot. It's 4 raids. It's too many. It's so many. I don't have the brain cells for this. Yeah, there are kind of too many this season. How will WoW ever get away with a reset or a WoW 2 when players have this many years? I don't think they will. I think it's a bad idea, and I'm hoping that they know that. Especially after the whole Overwatch 2 debacle. What on earth was that? What did they think was gonna happen? Doo-doo. WoW 2 is just them doing a restart in the story? Yeah, I could see them doing that and then using like WoW 2 branding, but not actually resetting like the actual game. It would just be marketing. I don't really have any faith that if they reset the story that any new story is going to be any more appealing to me than existing story, but you know, do whatever you want. Have at it, doesn't matter to me. I started in the War Within, tried to follow the lore, and I was so lost. Yeah, some people like it. There's YouTube channels that are dedicated to kind of unpicking it to help people find their footing in it. It's highly optional, though. I don't bother with it at all. Doo-doo. You're not really up. It's a lie. Let's reset the game. Coming from Final Fantasy XIV, I was super excited about WoW lore since I know it's a lot. Yeah. Sometimes having like a lot of depth and history and background to lore can make it very compelling. Sometimes it just means they've been writing it for a long time and they haven't written it in any particularly good direction. I don't know. Storytelling is so subjective that it's very hard to just sit around and be like, they should do blank because that would be good, and blank that they did is bad. Like, you can say that things don't make sense. You can say that things don't feel earned. You can say that, like, things feel kind of weird tonally. But I don't know. Everybody wants something a little bit different from it, I feel like, of the people that are dissatisfied from it. Make it good is kind of vague. One more rare before I head to Herondar. Then I got in, quickly found out how bad it's told. Yeah. Don't quite understand the lack of cutscenes in WoW. Final Fantasy has some cutscenes that give you a warning because it's going to be super long and it's amazing. Feels like a tiny mini show you just watched. They do cutscenes. Probably not as many, though. I like it when they put my character in a cutscene and I'm wearing some ridiculous transmog that completely takes you out of the moment. That's my favorite. You transmog for this pirate dragon. Well, what kind of pirate transmog do you have? There's lots of different versions of it. There's trading post versions, there's Plunderstorm versions, there's like old-fashioned like tailoring pirate shirts and stuff. Oh, we're heading to yeah, we're heading to Herondar, that's right. So sick. I'm gonna head out for now. Have a good day, everyone. Have a good day, Jamie. See you later. Gotta hit up the auction house and pray. Man, they've got some good music out in Zolomon. Random question. I've been leveling a survival hunter. I want to give marksman or BM a go. Cannot do that until I get a bow. One is refusing to drop. Where can I purchase a bow?
What needs
Normally when that happens to me, my first instinct, not to like do good damage, but just to like try out the spec, is to check to see if I have an heirloom. If you happen to have an heirloom bow, you can create one of those from your heirloom tab and then try that. If you don't have an heirloom bow, you could go on, you can check the auction house for greens and whatnot. So weapons, ranged, bows, or you can just go ranged, honestly, because it'll include like guns and crossbows and stuff, and you can have that filter to like current expansion, sort by item level, find something that you can afford to just give it a go, get started. Those are the two probably easiest things to do, is just a green off the auction house or a blue, or an heirloom, just to like try out the spec. Anything else is going to be a better bow, but probably take more time, and I'm sure you just want to kind of like make the buttons work right now. Changed my spec from unholy to blood DK. Now I'm tanky? My damage output seems to be higher. I mean, the tankiness should be expected. Yeah, they do some damage. Must have a weird filter, nothing showed up. We'll try again. Yeah, there should be something, unless you're on like a really dead realm. Arthur's storyline was a thing of cinema. That's... Yep. There we go. We got rares. Gimme shards. Or a mount. I would take either. I almost, and this is really jinxing it, but I almost don't want to get the, I almost don't want to get the last mount from Herondar before I've got all the shards I need. You know what I also just realized, which is super cool, is you actually open up a map when you open up the map. Yeah, there's a little character animation for it. You also do a similar thing when your character opens mail. It's a fun thing to try to get a screenshot of when you're making like YouTube thumbnails, because it's like a good, I don't know, like it's a good thumbnail picture, but if you have your map all the way open, then you can't see your character. So sometimes you have to take your screenshot real quick or like pull a frame out of a video. Excited for the Tauren patch that they hinted at in Last Titan. That'd be cool. Warcraft lore started being written in the 90s, and they had no idea it was going to turn into an epic multi-decade story. Feel like the speed run of the Sunwell and the Hairnir being the origin story of the Trolls Knell is way too fast. Yeah, I do also kind of feel like those things could have taken like the whole expansion or longer, and then they might have felt a little bit more epic. I'm not in any position to criticize the lore because I don't even know what's going on. I think I'm not the right audience that they should be writing for, because they literally cannot make me happy. There's not a single thing that they could read that would make me care, or that they could write that would make me care. So it's really, my opinion's very irrelevant. Doesn't matter. But I've heard from people that do have relevant opinions that it felt a little weird that the Sunwell part happened very fast, and that this young Erator guy is like leading armies when there are more qualified people hanging out right there. Okay, let's do a little lap. Hour 4 of Lore Walking Zal for 2 items in my DH, trying to get all the class boxes so I can use them on other classes. Oh, nice. That's a lot of hours to be lore walking for. Coffee gone. Did I get any? I did get a mysterious sky shard. Oh, no, that's just Stumpy. I can look and see if anyone's eyeballing him, but people usually leave Stumpy alone. People who read lore outside the game knew elves and trolls were related, but I don't know if it had been revealed in game. Fishy? You know what's also sick that makes me love WoW? In Midnight made a lot of gold, and guess what I did? I used that to buy the Diablo 4 expansion. Yeah, it is neat that they let you do that. I saved up some WoW tokens so that I could buy the next WoW expansion. I've got some VNet balance that's just like waiting for whenever they try to sell us the Last Titan so that I don't have to give them any extra money beyond my sub. That's my goal for Season 2 and Season 3. Slept too much, had too much caffeine, it's the worst. Oh no. Over caffeine always makes me anxious. It just like spikes my anxiety. It's like I get the physical feeling of anxiety, but I don't know what I'm anxious about, so I find something. I just dig something up. I choose from my menu that you keep in the back pocket at all times. What are we gonna freak out about today? Haven't had any caffeine today. Have headaches. Oh, that sucks too. Anxious. Also had energy drinks with sugar. Overly sugarized too. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot you can do aside from just like water, a little light exercise, and wait. But I am not a doctor. I spent a little time yesterday afternoon waging war with my hedge again. I told myself, who needs the gym? My yard is my gym. This bush will not defeat me. Turns out the bush is kind of defeating me. I'm trying to like trim the top of it. I have a ladder. I'm halfway up the ladder. I'm trying to use a combination of a ladder, a hedge trimmer, and a pole saw. But the pole saw is very hard to use on the ladder because you kind of need some leverage because it's very long and it's kind of heavy. And also the buttons that activate it are like way back on the thing. And I'm trying to like lean my body against the ladder to like get some, because you also kind of need to be pushing it into something and it's going to be kicking back at you. So you need to be able to sort of brace yourself a little bit. I ended up bruising my shins because I was bracing myself off my shins on the ladder rungs. I'm going to have to wedge a foam pad in there next time I try that. But I did manage to do like a quarter of it. This is a lot of work. I had a pretty good sweat going. Housing in-game and IRL. I'm trying. I bought my house, my first ever house, last year, around this time of year, or in the summer. So we're coming up on a year living here, and I'm just doing my very best to keep things from catastrophically falling apart, and also to make it look a little bit like someone lives here. My standards are so low. I'm just kind of vaguely trying to make it look like nature isn't taking it back completely. Yeah, it is tough to stay on top of. And I'm learning how to do everything. I feel like the first year it's hard because everything that I try and do, I have to learn how to do from scratch and figure out what the tools are and figure out how not to do it wrong and stuff. Eventually, something will break and I'll be like, oh, I know how to do that because I've done it before, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. Doing a lot of digging to remove trees that are growing in my garden. That sounds like hard work. Never be able to buy a house in Australia. The prices are absolutely insane. Yeah. I bet. We have a pretty gnarly housing market here too. I had to move quite rural and buy quite an old house. But I did manage to make it work, which is kind of a miracle. Go for the hobbit hole look. The problem with the hobbit hole look is in real life, all of that moss and moisture is just going to make things mold. You're just going to rot everything from the inside out. I live in a humid climate. It is wet, 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 wet out here. And you are trying your hardest not to have things mold. We had a problem with water coming through the drain during the last thunderstorm, and that was not on my bingo card either. Bella Raindrops, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope I'm in my forever home. I could see myself staying here. If I can afford to stay here and nothing forces me out of it, I would love to live here. It's lovely. It's perfect. It's just the right size and everything for me. I just have to make sure I can keep up with my bills and keep up with my hedge. And keep up with the rain and drainage. And the sump pump. Had to repair central air, found out it's 40 years old, needs to be replaced. Oh. Go with the grass on the roof and the goats that go up there to keep it short. Man, if I don't get up on my roof and start cleaning some moss off it soon, I'm gonna have grass on my roof and I'm gonna have to stick a goat up there. I was looking at the realty photos. It was completely clean when I moved in, and within like less than a year, it has a kind of a concerning amount of moss, and I need to get up there and treat it. And I have a ladder, so I can do it now. I just have to get the stuff and find some time and watch a YouTube video and try not to fall off my roof. Someday that it's not raining, but it's also not cooking.
I have many lucky days.
I can handle it. I just need to do it at some point. Can't afford to replace it. Roof cost me $30K last year. Yeah. My bank guy has me saving up already for my eventual roof replacement just because it's not going to need it for a few years, but it's going to cost so much money that, like, you kind of want to have been saving already for a while by the time you need the roof. I can't leave this house. Who would take care of the squirrels and birds? I am 60% in my forever home, but the other 40% is because of the interest. 2.65. That's nice. That's like, I know it makes you feel trapped, but it's, speaking from the other side, it's kind of a good problem to have. Wish I could move my house to a spot with a bit more land so I could have chickens and beehives. Roof replacement will be cheap compared to a fall off of it. I think I could fix my legs for cheaper than $30K. I live in Canada. I think if I get a broken leg, I can actually it would be cheaper than replacing my roof for sure. I can string without legs. Also, I'm not going to fall off the roof. People will get up on their roofs. They're allowed up there. Why can't I do it? It's not that steep. It's not a super high pitch roof. You do it on a dry day. You be careful. Have some traction. It'll be okay. If I could afford to, I'd leave the state since it's cheaper for most things outside New York. I've made it. From my bed to the kitchen, made coffee, made it to the computer. Oh, nice. In theory, I have a decent sized lot, but it's a corner lot, so I lose a lot of usable space in the actual corner. Yeah. I would prefer not to break a leg, though. I've never broken a bone before. I fractured a collarbone as a tiny child, and that's it. Everything else has remained intact ever since. I don't know if it's the calcium. It's probably just because I'm risk averse. I don't do anything dangerous. Aside from drive. 88-year-old dad still insists on roof work and ladders. He's fallen off once last year and gotten 17 staples in his scalp. 88 and still insisting on doing the roof. Woo! Someone's doing a quick job, fell off the roof, died. Yeah, harness, good idea. Someone's got to go up there and attach the thing to attach the harness to, though. Fell 4 feet on my hand, broke my wrist. Still have metal there. Knock on wood. Alright, one more rare, and I will camp for it unless I see that there's like a hunter eyeball in it. I think if I'm going to injure myself doing anything, it's probably going to be using a chainsaw while balancing on a ladder leaning up against a hedge trying to get leverage. That hedge will not defeat me. I thought about trying to climb up the actual hedge, but I don't think it would support me. I think it doesn't really have any. It's a lot of bush, not a lot of branch. Knock on wood, I never do. Never broken or fractured a bone in my life. It doesn't look like fun. It doesn't look like fun at all. Accident prone, don't do things without someone there with me. I did have a husband there. He was helping me move the ladder.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles.
And in theory, kind of holding it, but I had it set up pretty good. It wasn't going to fall over. And the yard tools I'm using are electric, and they've got, you have to be holding down a button in order for them to be doing their thing. So if you let go of it in any way, it'll stop working. Kind of a safety thing. Yeah, what if we steer away from death and dismemberment? We can do that. We can do that. What else is going on with you guys? Welcome to homeownership. The gardening and house stuff never ends. Nice to be an owner, though. Just bought our first house. Loving it. Oh, congrats. Been away from Twitch for a long time. Saw your head was shaved. You were single. Now married with a house. Peachy hair. Love it. Now you have a house. How about starting up the cooking streams again? Aw. Oh.
May your feet find good trails.
I did like the shaved head. I don't have any immediate plans to start cooking streams again. I want ice cream so bad. Honestly, I don't really bake anymore. I don't, like, on a good day, I will maybe make, like, some beans for dinner. I don't really make any baked goods anymore. I can't really eat them without feeling like garbage now. I'm in a different body than I was when I was 22, and I could just kind of eat whatever and not feel gross. Wish Daddy would let people know. I want ice cream. Removed my house bushes when I moved in. Didn't like them touching the screen and the windows. Yeah. I have a lot of greenery, and I love it, and I don't want to remove too much of it, because I like the privacy. I like the quiet. I like the birds use them. But if you're going to have big greenery and bushes and trees and stuff, you kind of have to keep them, like, if you don't prune them, they're going to just get away from you. And I have a lot of things that turns out need a lot of pruning. I don't mind pruning when I can do it on my feet. It's the stuff that you have to get in a ladder for that's a little bit tricky. But it's so satisfying when you're done. Is this expansion worth it? I want to get it, but I don't know if I should wait for a sale. I've been having fun. This just in, Aunt Hazel will not be giving out cookies. Depends on what you want out of it. There's some lumber down here. I want one last rare to spawn before I get on my next character. We got one more to go. Have to heavily prune the rose bushes. They like to grow towards the screens. Rip the heck out of them. I have a bunch of roses that I have to keep pruned too, and they are kind of infuriating because they're sharp. I wear like thick leather gloves when I'm working on them, and I still have to be so like ginger with them. Otherwise, I'm gonna get stabbed through the hand. It's so hard to handle something that is so intent on destroying you. And then I want to like mulch them up so that I can compost them without them just like taking up the entire pile. Walked outside to put something in the trash dumpster. A big black snake laying in the front yard sunning itself. Saw me, went towards the bushes. 4 feet long! Are you Australian? I forget. If I saw a 4-foot long snake, I would have so many questions. I have a cute little garden snake that's like 1 foot long that's kind of living in my garden, and I keep hoping that my dog doesn't get a hold of it. Speaking of stuff living in the garden and the yard, I finally checked. I had put a trail cam on my fence, kind of pointing away from my house, towards an area where I had kind of suspected that there were bears hanging out, or like something, and I wanted to know what was going on there. So I finally got my trail cam set up, and I let it hang out for a few days, and I checked the memory card on it. And it turns out that the thing flattening down all the grass back there is deer. There's a family of deer that's very cute that like sleeps there, and that's why the grass is all flattened down. But also those kittens that my neighbors have apparently really like to climb. Like the camera's kind of pointing at a tree, and I have like 100 pictures of the neighbors' kittens just having an absolute ball, just the time of their lives, chasing each other up and down this tree out back. They're very cute. I thought that was so funny. I was like, oh man, I got a lot of pictures. I wonder what it is. It's the cats. They're very cute. All right, our rare is up. Let's give it a go. Live in Missouri, a rural town close enough to the nearest creek that I see snakes, possums, raccoons, deer in and around my yard sometimes. Made the mistake of planting raspberry bush when I moved in. Regret it. Spent 2 years trying to kill it. Really? I mean, they do spread. I have raspberries too. I love them though. They're yummy. It's the blackberries that are going to be the death of me. I have blackberries alongside my house that I need to... I don't know. I gotta make sure that they're not growing into my heat pump. We're going to our next character, but I want to do a little shopping somewhere first. See if I can find a renowned vendor. Right underneath me. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I listen.
I have a lot of alchemy knowledge. Or alchemy. Yeah, sure. Get some shoulders. I don't really care about the tabards. I'll spend some marlin shoulders.
Watch for you.
They're nice. How much space do y'all have? Too much in the city to have those adventures. I have some. It's not like a massive property, but it's enough to have some stuff to keep up with. And we're close enough to the woods to get like a lot of nature going on. Alright, next character. Why don't we take her home? Used to get deer coming down during the winter in years past. Close to several canyons and foothills. I was thinking about what kind of stuff I can plant outside of my deer fence just to brighten it up. If there's like flowers or perennials that I can plant that would like do well that the deer will leave alone, but I don't know if the deer are going to leave anything alone if they're hungry enough, especially if it's like a young tender plant. I have some stuff that they don't bother, but it's like really established and kind of early. Hi Hazel, hello, how you doing? Love the bush, but it's spread into places I can't have it. When I do trim it, it just grows back there in no time. How you doing, Sunny Moon? Oh, hang on. I want to put my sky shards in the bank. I want to like keep track of how many I've got. Love have about 5 acres. He has a deer feeder. They see him every morning. He's in Texas. They get all of the steaks. Can't go wrong with native plant species. Sometimes it's hard to find like starts of stuff like that, which is funny because you'd think it would be super easy because it's like native. Doing okay? Watching a VOD on your YouTube, actually. Thanks. We're gonna do... Okay, so I got 9 shards from this particular lap of the Herondar wares. And I want to pull up my war bank. 428. Alright. We're getting there. We're cooking. See, look, I haven't mowed in a while. It's getting a little overgrown. Whoa, whoa. Ouch. Excuse me. Alright, so it looks like we're starting in Herondar this time, and then we can do Zelamon after. I don't think I'm too attached to doing any particular order. One before the other or anything. Let's see if we can find any of these. That one just died. See if anything's up. Someone flying the other direction isn't very encouraging. Maybe I should head west. I can't believe it's Sunday already. Time's been going really fast. We're already like a good chunk of the way through July. When I was a kid, summer felt like forever. Especially when you're looking at it from June. Summer vacation felt like it was going to be permanent. It felt like it was going to be so long, and now looking at it, it's like, that's not really all that many weeks. Those go by quick like. Those kids are going to be back in school in no time. Hopefully it doesn't feel like that for them.
Saving. You may mourn later, but you must destroy them now.
Tree top?
Light bloom spores are
No.
spilling out of the blinding bloom. Get rid of them before they spread.
Birdie? Yeah. Tag that before she dies. Sometimes you just gotta catch up with wherever the pack of people is. Go check for Tarek. Oh, that person has the Lura mount. Oh, that's cool. That's the first time I've seen one. Not up. Are we waiting? I could wait. If other people are waiting, I can wait. This month has felt long for me. Been on vacation all month. Will not return to work till after August 1st due to surgery. Hope you have a smooth recovery. I feel like the favorite thing to do during downtime in the summer is just like get a really comfy place to just like read a book. Just like some kind of comfy, easy beach read situation. In like a nice hammock or a deck chair or like a towel on your lawn, beach blanket in the park. That's the best. You're in my mount form now. Is this you? Oh, the cats won't back in. Should I let them? Should I see? Should I give them another chance? Are you guys gonna bite cables if I let you back in? No. Round 2. Hi. How are ya? Still feels like summer takes forever. More of a winter person. Heat's painful. I enjoy the dry season of summer. I enjoy having it not be kind of always raining. It's nice being able to like see the sky a little bit. Although to be fair, I haven't been spending all that much time outside, and all the inside stuff you can kind of do whenever. Sometimes Tiki just dead weights, especially when he's being really lovey. He just gets so floppy that he just refuses to stand up. And then it's awkward to pick him up. It's hard to pick up a cat that's not like supporting themselves at all. Hi, baby. How are ya? You feeling a little more calm? I used to love the rain, and now a little cloud in the sky makes me upset. Hi. Oh, our rear's up. Our rear's up. Scanning for cables. Hi, sweetie. This is my friend Tiki. If I was a witch, you'd be my familiar. Does bitter apple work on kittens? Oh, maybe. I can normally... My method for stopping cats from doing something I don't want them to do is just to physically move them from it about 200 times, and then eventually they just kind of get the idea. Just put them on something else that you'd rather have them do. Is this where you want to sit? Are you serious? That's my earbud. Gray icon next to execute. Gray icon next to execute. That is my Oathstone fragment. Look at that. I'm skipping rocks. Are you biting me? Whoa, careful, don't fall. I got you. I got you. You're so, you're, ow, what are we doing? What are we doing? Sometimes he loves you so much he just has to chomp a little bit. Hi. How are you? Uh-oh, he's eyeballing the hair. He's eyeballing the hair. I just leaped up there like, better catch me. He does that. He does like trust leaps where he's just gonna kind of go for it. And I don't know if he knows that he's grown up yet. Like, he only just got the semblance of an adult cat body. He's only 5 months old. Hi. Hi. Oh, dead waiting like a toddler. Yeah. Hi, baby boy. You should just have a snuggle and fall asleep in my lap. That would be cute. We could do that. Almost 700 attempts. Finally got the Hawkstrider mount from Eversong Woods. One or the other one more. Yeah. Oh, 700. Holy smokes. Soon. Soon. Always making biscuits. Oh, it's my favorite. I love it when he does this. Both him and Tuna do it, and it's so cute. They just like get really comfy and they look at something that they like and they just go stomp, 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 stomp. It was funny. Tiki was doing that looking at Moose the other day. Love the kitten stage. It's so fun. Best part is it's a stage and not in perpetuity. You're not gonna be like this forever? You can be my baby forever. Hi. I think we're gonna be friends. I think we're gonna get along. Get pet having by proxy watching this stream. Those are some nice kitties. Are you a nice... Alright, wrong button. That wasn't Tiki. That was me. You a nice kitty? What do you think? That's my earbud. Please don't remove it. What are we doing? That's my ponytail. Please don't remove it. Do your cats suckle? Mine still does. A little annoying. Tuna tries every once in a while, but to be fair, he's still an actual baby. He's mostly over it. I don't know if this is very cute. I don't know if it's the best for my posture, my friend. Don't break a tooth, man. That's metal. Do you mind? Dude, my friend. I can stream like this. This is fine. Are you comfy? Mine is a grown 3-year-old handsome man. Good news. Got my PvP mount done. Congratulations. Love a void. He's so pretty. He's grown up to be such a beautiful boy. His coat has had such an incredible glow up. Hey, I like this shirt. I hope your neck was cold. It's nice and warm now. Hi. We're going down? What do you want? What do you want? You want on the desk? There you go. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Oh, he's so soft and fun and sweet, and he makes little chirpy coopers. He goes, brrr. That's my coffee. Mediocrity Squared, thank you for the 49-month resub. Appreciate it. I can't help it. I'm obsessed. I'm so obsessed. I love you so much. I love both of them. They're both perfect. And they both come, like, find me and hang out with me, which I really appreciate. Tiki's kind of my special little weirdo, though. Ow. Alright, that's a good spot. I can't, like, super use my keyboard, but that's okay. We can just click on buttons. We're just rare farming. Nice shiny coat. Shiny, shiny, shiny. Oh, oh. Are you alright? I guess this is on hinges. It probably moves. I bet that didn't hurt. Just gave a aggressive headbutt to the microphone. Hi. All right, that's a good spot. There you go. There you go. We can be calm. Sometimes I have to stop petting him and paying him attention in order for him to actually settle down. You can see his poor bald spot. They had to shave him to draw his blood for his for one of the tests that they were doing. And poor guy's got like a big bald patch now under his chin. I feel like they got him with the clippers a tiny bit. He's got a tiny little scab. It'll heal fine, but like, buddy, you must have been being very wiggly. It's just hard to not pet the cat when the cat's right in front of you. It's tough. Whoa! You're fine. Wow, that didn't even scare you, did it? That scared me. Just knocked my metal water bottle off the desk. Buddy. I kind of thought you would like run away or something. You are very nonchalant about that. You're being very brave for someone who just made something very loud happen. Alright. Whenever they draw blood from my cat, they always shave the paws drained from there. Yeah. Don't chew on my mate cable. They had to, I think, get creative for Tuna and Tiki because they're still fairly small. Tuna ended up having it taken from his leg. He gives 0 shallots. Not a single shallot given. Man, this one's not coming up right now. I feel like because I'm in this group of people farming though, like I should stick with them. I shouldn't just like ditch them. Although for all you know, there could be somebody else that's like clearing out the rest of the zone as we speak.
I have many, many wares.
Sometimes when he's looking at me, I'm not sure if he's gonna just jump. Are you thinking about it? Tuna's the one that's got the real springs on him. Tuna's the one that can jump like 4 feet from a standing start in the air with like no warning at all. He just pops up like popcorn. Hi. Oh, that's nice.
Good fortune to our friends.
Come on, Drakena. You can spawn. You can do it. I'm so happy to have them out of jail. I missed them so much. I'm glad you guys are doing good now. There you go. That's a good spot. That's a good spot. I'm just gonna farm mobs for 10 silver each. I guess I could fish over there, but with people actually waiting for the rare to spawn, I feel like it's gonna die if I move too far from it. I don't want to miss out. Oh, there it is. One mount, please. What's crazy to me is there's people that do this in Eversong and in Voidstorm, and I'm not out there with them because I have those mounts already. It can be done. We do. Check on anybody up. I don't know if there's like if this is what we're waiting for next or what. There might be others up that we're not here for. Check on Razul. Oh, Razul is up for a moment. Just got back from designing a new couch. Big purchases stress me out. You get to design it? That's sick. What are your primary objectives when you're looking for a couch? Aside from like comfy, obviously. Hopefully it's comfy. Ideally it is comfy. Stop so you could get here. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. One of my 3 girl cats have the jump. She can pretty much get on anything she wants, no issue. Melcat can't jump for anything and he's still younger than her. She's a 15-year-old ragdoll. 15, wow. Oh, I bet she's lovely. I bet she's very pretty. That's where Stumpy spawns. We don't want Stumpy. We want to check for these other guys. No. this one. Nope. Alright. I was gonna say I might do some more time walking this week to keep leveling my druid, but I don't know if I will. This is kind of my last stream of the week, and I'm feeling kind of invested in farming rares. A lot of people here farming. Yeah, it makes it kind of tough to get. It's tough to get kills when you have to like camp each one of them. Nothing up here either. I might go back to Mind Rot and see if I can get there before it spawns. But I might be better off heading to Zolomon. Thinking... Yeah, that's hard. She's lucky to have you there with her. We wanted comfort and functionality and durability with our cats and dog. Decided to do a modular sectional corded velvet Venetian taupe. Love that. Love that you've remembered those words in that order. We're going with the corded velvet Venetian taupe. Love that. Obsessed. Oh. Durability, hiding pet fur, like the modularity because it's flexible with new spaces in the future. That's smart. What are you unplugging? You may not stay there and unplug things. Tiki. Tiki bear. We also did built-in storage in the couch to help with storage issues. Kind of obsessed, as you should be. Trick is to be up way too late when no one else is farming, right? Do I have to start just like streaming in the middle of the night to do these? Just get on at 11 p.m. Why? Because I want to do it on stream. Also, I want to squish you. What? If I keep you in here, you are going to cause problems. I love you, but you are unplugging stuff. Hang on. I put him on the couch. I turn around to come back in the office and he sprints to make it back up here. He's like, don't lock me out again. But he... Oh my god, dude. You can stay in the office, but you can't unplug stuff. You cannot chew the cables. That's the rule. It is what it is. Oh, buddy. Oh, man. I think that if I ever do another sofa next time, I want a deeper one. I want it deeper, and I want it at least to be L-shaped, so you have kind of like the chaise longue, where you can stretch your legs out. And I need it to be able to fit with, I use just like a cheap like slip cover that I can machine wash because that's the only way I can keep dirt and stuff off my couch with like because Moose likes to sleep up there and Moose goes outside. And honestly, when we went through the ringworm thing, it was really nice being able to just launder the entire couch cover. Hey, he's adorable. He's so cute. Like, you're so cute I could die. Hi, excuse me. He's like a lot right now, but he's being so cute. Oh, man. I don't even know which one I want to be camping, to be honest with you. Ours can be removed between deep and regular. Each thing individually covered, machine washable. Nice. Love sack. Sectional. Oh, what's up? This hunter's here too. Forgot Love Sack makes more than sacks now. This is the brand you guys have heard of? I've never heard of that before. I'm probably gonna do a local furniture store when my time finally comes. I did that for my dining table and I liked it so much that I'm probably just gonna go back. Plus, I like being able to like go and sit in things. I need to be able to try them out. But that is a future me that has money that she's willing to spend. Shall I wait for this one? I suppose so. I could fish while I wait. I only want things that can be washed with pets. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Hello, my favorite streamer. Hope your Sunday's going well. Hi, Vinda. It is going well. It's going really good. I'm enjoying stream a lot. I have Tiki here with me, and he's been causing some kitten chaos. Hi. He's been very cute. Also agree. Must sit. Lucky we live near a showroom. Started with big ol' beanbags. Love the duck floaty. Isn't it good? It's from Undermine. Tiki. Tiki bear. Tiki bird. I call him my Tiki bird because he makes lots of bird sounds. And also, he would be absolutely lethal to birds if he ever found them. One day I'll try to get a video of him with his bird toy. He goes lethal. It's a little scary. You're very good at your pretend job. If any mice actually make it into the house, they are frickin' done for. You are not having it. We're right around halfway through stream. I can't get up though, can I? I have a kitty cat on my lap who's finally calming down. I'm not getting any fish. I don't think I have the fishing skill for it. But I fished up a definitely not a rock. Plus, I know I'm not in a bad place to camper if I've got other people fighting them, hanging out here with me. On one hand, it's definitely not the best time of day to farm rares, but on the other hand, I want to do it on stream. If I get a mount, I want to do it with people. Another's treasure. Hi, Tweak. How you doing? How are things? Happy Sunday. You can do abundance and get your fishing skill up to by 100. You can. The only reason I'm not super worried about doing it on this character is this is just an alt. I have fishing skill, midnight fishing skill on my main, so if I actually need to go farm anything, I can do that. I'm just fishing to like kill time because I'm waiting for a rare to spawn. Although, if I have nothing else to spend my stuff on, I could. Nothing's stopping me from getting her skill caught up too. You hear that, Tiki? You're not people. Tiki, you're people. He's got such a big personality. It's so crazy to me that he wasn't here in January. Like, he's just so new. How do you have this much personality and you're so young? You haven't how do you already know who you are? You haven't been on any journeys of self-discovery? Well, actually, maybe you have. Tiki might have been on a journey of self-discovery. I'm so happy you're here, buddy. New fishing faction 12.1. Cursed fishing. That'll be fun. Find out what's going on with that. You see the Mountain in the Wild we talked about yesterday, the Bellerin one. Yeah, I was saying earlier, this person that has it is like the first person I've ever seen on it. It's pretty cool. It's at the very least like visibly noticeable. Like you're not gonna miss it. I remember looking at the model feeling like I wished that there was more blend between the void and the light parts of it. The harshness of the transition is a little jarring, but I don't know, it's supposed to be a contrast. I guess that's the whole point. Don't the young have more personality? They're fearless. He's so cute. He's such a sweet little kitty. I have to stop petting him. He's trying to fall asleep. I have to stop petting him. I think that's the mythic mount, yeah. Flex mount for the moment because of how hard lure is. The Flamingo Floaty, not a mount, it's a toy. It's called the Personal Fishing Barge. And it is from Undermine, Blackwater Reputation for Resonance Crystals. Blackwater Rep and Undermine. It's absolutely worth it. If you didn't get it, it's worth going back to get it because, like, come on. If you're gonna be fishing, come on. How can you not need it, right? I have other fishing grabs and I'll never use them again because this one is so fun. One of you guys put me onto it. I didn't even know that I had it until someone said something about a flamingo. And I looked it up in my toy journal and I had one and it's been my favorite thing ever since. You guys put me onto it. Hello. How cute are you? What do you want to be when you grow up? Do you want to be a streamer, cat? Because I can arrange that. You could have a career in media. What are you doing? That's weird. Use a little Tuskar canoe from Dragonflight, but the flamingo's perfect. The Tuskar canoe was my favorite before I found out about the flamingo, because I love that it has like a little bucket of fish in it. The Tuskar dinghy. I think that's so cute. Flamingo not hard to get. It's just rep. You could do weeklies. You could do Undermine rep weeklies. You'll have it before long. It's not even finishing the rep. You just need to pick the Blackwater faction and then do like their world quests and weeklies. Undermine was so fun. What a great patch. I already have it. Nice. You mean Meowdia. Career in media and entertainment. Tiki's paws are so cute. He's got like the densest fur. The like silkiest, densest, darkest, sleekest fur, and it just makes his paws look like little mittens. And I just want to smooch them. I won't. And I know where you have to walk, but like, ugh. You're so cute. Panther paws, right? When people used to call their black cats house panthers, I was like, yeah, that's a cute name. I don't know if I get it. And then I have one, and I'm like, oh, I get it. That's your house panther. Type that out for Kinreal. Can't have you missing it. I had such a good run of rares out here the first time. Oh, I'm back. Good. You're all good. Part of me almost wants to go back to Undermine. I could farm Miscellaneous Mechanica. If I really missed it, I could grind weeklies in Paragon Rep for Miscellaneous Mechanica to finish getting Miscellaneous Mechanica mounts. I could do that. Oh, nice. I'm gonna kind of bring it over to this person, so hopefully they've been waiting. They might be AFK. I'm just auto-attacking. Someone else is fighting it though, so. Come back! Return to your PC! I wish Henry would let me trim his pad so he's not forever shaking out litter. Yeah, it's hard with their feeties. Oh my god, we got some new treats for Moose in last night. We got some more dried sardines, I think they are. They're either sardines or anchovies. We call them stinky fishies. They're like this big, they're dry, they smell horrific. The dog loves them. And I was reading the bag and apparently they're fine for cats too. I'm looking at Tuna and Tiki like, do you want to try one? Because Kira was so picky with treats. You know what? If a bunch of us are doing this, we can totally do Stumpy. Who wants it? Let's go for it. Kira was so picky with treats. Kira, hey, don't bite my knee. Starts biting my other knee. Kira wouldn't really touch anything except for feline greenies. She liked her crunchy chicken flavored greenies. She didn't want a single other treat. And I tried once offering her like fresh sushi grade fatty tuna, and she was like, no, thank you. I don't think so. Y'all got any kibble? My girl liked her nuggies. But these two, much more open-minded. And Tiki in particular seems like he will eat basically anything given the opportunity. Like, well, I guess if it's okay for them to have, they can try a little piece of it. Give Tiki a little fish. He immediately scuttles away with it and starts growling like he's gonna wage war if anyone tries to take that thing from him, because he's like, oh my god, this is so good, this is so good. You're not getting this away from me. Takes like 10 minutes to eat it, because I guess it's quite dry. And it needs a decent amount of chewing, and he's never had anything like that before. And then we tried to give one to Tuna, but Tuna was like a little too small to like eat it properly, so we had to like chop it in half and just give him like the head. This little stinky fishy. But they both ate them. They were all about it. Missing Undermine already? Blink twice if you're okay. Listen, I always liked Undermine. I enjoyed it the whole time. This is a banger patch. The world quest were fun too. I miss my car. Spent all that time upgrading my car and I can't drive my car anywhere now. Oh, that one's dead. Did I check for that one just now? I feel like I might have. Sure, it's only been 6 months. Is it really? Was Undermine only 6 months ago? I feel like it was in the middle of the last expansion. Are we waiting for this one? Bunch of people waiting here. Must be. Never did Undermine stuff. Only got 3 toys out of there, and I farmed the Dark Coat specifically. There were phenomenal transmogs out there. The most annoying part of Undermine was that it was kind of buggy, specifically shipping and handling. Shipping and handling bugs were the most annoying thing there, especially because they seemed to get worse over time. Like, they were bad when it launched, and then by the time the patch was almost over, it was worse. Like, it was almost impossible for me to get a streak of 10, because they would just break. Maybe 8 months. When did Undermine patch come out? Undermine released February the 25th of 2025. So, like, it released 12, 17 months ago. But we would have been there for a couple of months. I still think that your math is a little, not your math, your calendar maybe needs a few more pages. I got enchant. It's always so jarring when I get enchanting knowledge in this character, because what am I enchanting? Nothing. I just need to be able to DE purples. I gotta pick one of these to camp. I only need 4 more rares before I can go back to Zolomon, though. Been the longest, shortest year. I'm kind of offended that 2026 is over half over. I don't really agree with that. I'm not here for that. Not okay with me. I don't know. I gotta camp one of these. You're just gonna pick one and sit there. I'm not ready to think about what my next grind is gonna be after these mounts. I don't know. I don't have to figure it out yet. I've got 2 more mounts left to get. It could be ages. It could be years. Doing some Shadowlands professions lately, and I think I'm finally ready to go back. You ready to go back to Shadowlands? Holy. Here still? I didn't miss it, did I? You lashed up. Yeah. There we go. We can fish while we wait. Actually, I could take a midstream break while I wait. I'm just gonna miss it. It's gonna spawn while I'm gone, and there's lots of people doing these, so I'm gonna miss it. I suppose that's okay. I guess I can make my peace with that. Alright, BRB. What? I'm here! I'm not missing it. I was filling up my water bottle. And I heard the horn. Also, I'm drowning. Don't mind me. Bring on Shadowlands Remix. Give me all the cosmetics. I did tag this, right? Just making sure I got in range of it at some point. Man, now that I've got cats around, I have to like double check everywhere around my wheels before I scooch the chair. There's nothing more horrifying than moving it and hearing someone yowl. I haven't done it with the kittens and I don't want to. Moose used to scare himself because he would fall asleep like right behind my wheel. And even my chair just twitching a little bit would make him flip. And it's like, well, buddy, you've got a bed over there. Yeah, Shadowlands cosmetics would be cool for, that would be really cool for a remix. Maybe I should be farming them out of raids now. Although, if they ever do Shadowlands remix. Oh, I'm coming back! I'm coming back! I'm turning around. Nice. Oh, that person running away. I wasn't sure what was going on. One mount, please. Nope, no luck. 2 more rares left. Those weapons look so fun. I really like overlooked them when I first saw them on the time walking vendor, or not the time walking, the trading post vendor. And then the more I looked at them, the more I was like, my Fury Warrior needs them. Crinkle must have these. The existence of Crinkle is really leaning on my trading tender saving because there's so many things that are just so fun to have as big melee weapons. And before, when I was only casting, I could not worry about those and not get them, but now I need them. Waiting for you to get there. That's very kind of you, thank you. I think this one, and the next one, and then it's gonna be... whatchamacallit?
Many deals for a
Solomon.
friend of the Grummles.
Many deals for one of the girls. That's me. Should I kick the can?
Well, friend of the Grummles.
That's my another's treasure. It's a piece of trash. Why is it filled with gunk? Accurate, I guess. I wonder how long you can get away with kicking it for. Ah. What was I doing yesterday? I was playing Jewelcraft while I was waiting for rares to spawn. That's what I was doing. Still have that? There was another one. There was another, like, game. I wish we had more, like, categories for these. It would be nice if the in-game journal, and I'm sure there's an add-on that would do this, but if an in-game journal would let you filter into categories like Hearthstones, or transformation toys, or, you know, like, bad manners toys that use on a corpse, or mini games that you can play. Because I'm forgetting the name of the one that I was looking for. Here, we'll use some chili. I didn't realize we had a potato transformation. Don't mind me. Don't mind me one bit. Lumber over here? Jewelcraft is the one I was playing yesterday. I was looking for the one that was from the pre-patch. There was a minigame toy that was tied to an achievement that we got in pre-patch. And I don't really remember what the game was or what it was called. Because, yeah, this one was fun too, and I can definitely play that. Funny thing is, it's not even that long ago. It was the midnight pre-patch. The potato thing doesn't last in combat. Blingtron circuit? Maybe. Did he die? No, that's not it. That's a good one. That's another good minigame toy. That would also fit my category. Also, I get really bad at this. Yeah, I'm talking about the tic-tac-toe. They didn't just call it tic-tac-toe, did they? That would be crazy. No, they didn't. These get really hard after a while, don't they? Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. Well, yeah, they do. Or at least they get harder. Never mind, this will occupy me forever. I'm not good at this. Don't mind me. Making everything worse. Twilight Blade's top secret strategy training guide. Yeah, maybe that's gonna be more my speed. Blingtron. Actually, I don't know how to unblingtron now that I mention it. Oh, there it is. Current stage 4. There might be achievements for that as well. Yeah. That's right. This one was a little easier. Think they went the knots and crosses route for the name? Twilight's Blade's top secret strategy training guide. I was never gonna remember that in like a million years. Leia, thank you for the 62-month resub. Appreciate it. There is achievements called the shortest distance. I feel like I tried that on stream once and then felt very dumb and never tried it again. Yeah, you need level 20 and I just got hung up on level 4. And I'm sure it only gets harder. I wonder if they're specific puzzles or if they're randomized at all. The shortest distance. Had to Google. Oh my god, just this screenshot. Just this screenshot of like the final level of it. Look at that. That's upsetting. I can't. Are you kidding? Oh man, some people are just walking around with better brains than me. Some people are just like living life as a different species. Good grief. Right? Gonna cry. Someone did that. Type of stuff you see in a movie where they have to hack the Pentagon. I wonder what the comments are like on the achievement. I closed the tab too quickly. I got too upset. The shortest distance. Sometimes when there's a really hard achievement, people leave really funny comments. Nothing begets comedy quite like suffering. Didn't know about that achievement? Have a new target. Good luck! You get the same amount of dots and lines for each turn that you play the game, but the initial dot position is random. You can create completely different shapes with the same dots. So there's multiple acceptable solutions. Start with dots that have less lines. They should be on the outer border. Patterns are always the same. The only difference is the dot's initial positions. Starting positions are randomized, so videos don't help. Next comment is, this may be the most infuriating thing I've done in this game in 11 years. Looked it up, had already done the achievement. Wow. Which mount did you get? This one! Amani Sharptalon. Flying mount from Zilliman. I am now missing just the Grimlynx from Herondar and the Pangolin from Zilliman. Spent all afternoon beating level 23. Oh man, you've been warned, there is no secret cow level. From the 8 mounts, which is your favorite? Probably the Petal Wing. The Herondar Petal Wing. Like, we can do 3 levels just fine. Sometimes it's hard to tell exactly where, like, an orb is going to. When it has multiple, like, lines kind of connected to it. Wasn't this one the one that messed me up? Actually, I think I got stuck on 4. Perhaps this one should be here, and this one should be here. And then if we maybe move this one here, that does it. Okay. Wow, we beat level 4. Can I not switch those two? Can I switch these two? Can I just click on this one? Oh, it's behind my UI. I think, maybe. What toy is this? This is Blingtron's design circuit, I think? Some of them I can't click on, though. Whether or not I should. Maybe it's just an angle thing. Imagine it was my transmog. Keep getting these and then I miss a day in between. I don't know why I sometimes can't click on them. Maybe first person's not good for it. What was that? That's level... I'm on level 6. You have to make it through 22, or through 20, I think, for the achievement, right? You have to make it to level 20. Does it say reach or defeat level 20? Reach level 20. Unfortunately, you have to start over again every time you exit it. So, like, if you wanted to actually do something else. Man, for some reason, that square box one really tripped me up more than it should have. That was like a pretty easy level, and it was really sending me. Oh, that'll work. 1,000 gold on my server, it's a bargain. Think of all the joy you'll get. Really? That didn't seem right to me. Don't know what was up with that one. Okay. Does this one just make like a big ring? It looks like it might just make a big ring. Satisfying. That's level 10. Halfway there. They seem like they get worse, though. Trying to find a good handmade wood coffee table. Stumbled on a mango wood one. Didn't realize that was a thing. Guess it makes sense. Didn't realize. About a third of the challenge is being able to select little orbs, right? And also see when they're being attached to and when they're just being passed through. I feel like this level might be where we fail. Because what on earth? I feel like I'm onto something with this. Eluni Gaming, thank you for the brand new Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for picking me for your Prime. Yeah, 20 levels of it gets you an achievement called the shortest distance. God, I'm so close. I don't think I'm smart enough. So these ones are red and these ones are pink. So the wrong lines are going all the way up. Nope, that's not right. Doing anything like this is going to make it cross itself. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I guess if we cross multiples, yeah, okay. I can't take credit though. Someone told me. Darn it. I just wish I had the brain that would come up with it, you know? And then this seems fine, right? This seems not problematic at all. You just make two little nesty ones. Some of them are easier than others. That puts me on level 12 of 20. I feel like they're just gonna get harder, but sometimes they get easier. And then you just kind of do it. Also, your starting position is randomized, so you could, I guess, RNG it and get a starting position that's very easy. Also, my rare is going to spawn at some point. Get a little contrast here. What level's that? Just beat it, lost count of what I'm on. If you mouse over your buff, it'll tell you what level you're on. When they just make a big circle, that seems kind of cheating. It seems easy. I wonder if the skill is not so much algorithms as it is spot the hidden picture. It's constellations. Oh hey, my rare is up. Can I keep this puzzle up while I do this rare? Oh no, I can't. Well, this is our last rare. What if we get a mount? That would be funny. Don't need to chase it, already have it. Yeah, you said. You can do it again for fun. I am done with Herondar. We're gonna pop our sky shards in the bank. Now it's just string art. Like Woo Loop. What on God's green earth is Woo Loop? I only need 60 more sky shards. I want them. We gotta go to Zolomon first though. No wonder I forgot. I did it like 9 years ago. Yeah, when was this added? 703. Yeah, it was added in Legion. Apparently 18% of Wowhead profiles have it. Not overall players, but Wowhead profiles.
Baladash Malanore. Aldiel Shala.
Circle level had me thinking, wait a second, that looks familiar. Give me my 100 gold. I kind of want to do that in between. I wonder what the relevant the associated achievement is with the Jewelcraft toy. I guess I can look that up while I'm heading to Zolomon. Because I need to do all those rares on this character. Jewelcraft. Little Steam game where you make pictures with string. Oh, that sounds kind of cute. Good afternoon, Hazel. Good afternoon, Mr. Dave. What Jewelcraft toy? It is a toy called Jewelcraft. It basically makes Candy Crush. It's like a Candy Crush game that you can play. Jewelcrafters can craft it. I bought one on the auction the other day. And I feel like there must be an achievement associated to like a high score. There is. It's called Hot Swapper. For 250k points in a single Jewelcraft game. What are the odds that I have that? Hot Swapper. Not good. I do not have that achievement. Also, I kind of want to go check for Madam Kitty. Love the new hair color. Well, thank you very much. Don't have this toy. I didn't either until a day or two ago. You can get them on the auction house. I just spent 4k to buy it on my auction house, but let me find the cheapest North American listing. Yeah, they're on Lightbringer for 4k. Oh, you can get it for 150 gold if you buy it on... Hang on. If you buy it on Silvermoon or Thrall, it's 150 gold. Illidan has them for 200, Asgalore for 300, Sargeras for 300. Moonguard has them under 500. Feathermoon has them for 500. Cheap, 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 cheap. Cheap, 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 cheap. You're not up. Worth camping? Hard to say. It's just for a pet. I only have an hour left. I got a whole other character to do. I got mounts to farm. 100 gold, 96 on my server. Must be EU. Get it. Unless you have it already. In which case, this is all academic. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like I want to work on those achievements, but I don't. I don't want to. I want to farm rare mounts. I'm feeling a little silly for spending 4k on it, but yeah, it's 4k you make back. It's 4k some jewel crafter out there gets to keep. Costs more than that to make it usually. Yeah, I wonder what the mats are. I could find out. I have the power. See if we can catch the threat of spawning rares. I don't really want to sit and camp them if I don't have to. It would be really something if I got my second mount from Zolomon. I'm just not expecting it. I'm not expecting this mount to be friendly to me. World Quest is back. I could get another 150 Marl. That's like 3 rares worth of Marl. Give rares. Oh, yep. Yep.
Face your flames! Face your flames! You're empty of fire if you never face your own.
One mount, please. One mount, please, and then I can leave this zone and go live in Herondar where it's pretty and they drop me Sky Shards. Time needs to slow down a bit. After stream, I have to break down the pile of branches I trimmed yesterday. It's about a full tree's worth there. What's your tool of choice for that? What do you go for? You got a chainsaw. You got secateurs. You got snippers, machete. Can't discount a good old garden machete. Always 1 or 2 mounts that are always mean when farming them. Yeah. Luck giveth and luck refused to giveth sometimes. Mount dropping from any rare with a low spawn, 1 single rare with a longer spawn. Any rare. I like any rare with a lower drop rate. I don't like long spawn rates. I don't like camping for super long. This farm honestly is like perfect to me because... Man, sometimes they make it... You do it twice. This is perfect to me because you're always kind of flying to the next rare. You don't have to wait too long for any given rare to come up. It does drop eventually if you just stick with it long enough. I find this to be pretty friendly.
The flames grow.
Soundless, on the other hand, can bite me. I don't have that, and I have no interest in camping it because it just sounds so horrific to camp. The fact that it's a long spawn and a low drop on 1 rare, just way too unfriendly. I will either get that in a remix or never. Hand clippers, loppers, and a handsaw. Nice. Handsaw's a good idea. I have one. I have like a camp saw that I got to help me break down like cardboard tubes that rugs came in. But it might be good for help because I have some brush that I need to break down too. Shattered something. I don't know what. Got Soundless by accident farming the meta achievement for Najatar. I just accidentally got Soundless. Oh my god, I didn't even know this dropped. Not making fun of you, I'm just imagining somebody saying that to a bunch of people camping Soundless. Guys, did you know this has a mount? Look at this thing I got, isn't it cool? Soundless is just not okay. Rage Fate. That is pretty awesome. I'm a little jelly. Oh, I whiffed my kick. I think. Partner invincible? What's this I just got? Hey, I got a funny item, but I can't... It's not gear. Do you know what this is? What's it for? I remember the first time I ever got a battle pet to drop in a dungeon, and I asked my friends what it was and what it was for, and they're like, oh, it's a pet, you could sell it. And I'm like, well, what if I keep it? And they're like, well, it's just a pet. It's just cosmetic. It's just gonna follow you around. It's not gonna do anything. And I'm like, you haven't met me. Whoa! Remember Fabius? I try not to. When we started talking about Najatar, it came back to me. I'm glad somebody got Fabius in that farming group. I'm glad it happened for someone. Before your pet battle videos. It was before pets could battle. It was in either Wrath or Cataclysm, and I was leveling my first characters, and I had made it to like level 40 or so, and I had just discovered that I could solo like a dungeon. I could solo Dead Mines at like level 40, 45, even though I wasn't finished leveling, and I thought, wow, you mean I can do the dungeon and I can get all the loot? All that loot I had to roll against other people for when I did it the first time of leveling, you're telling me I could go by myself and keep all of it? So that was highly exciting to me. And then I got the Green Wing Macaw to drop. And that was the first pet. It's to this day, it's the icon for my Warcraft pets profile. That's the favorite pet. That's the one. I could have rallied. I didn't use all my defenses. May have also missed a kick. Sorry, I'm locked in this time. I don't want to die again. Does this thing enrage too? Feels like it's also hitting me harder. Don't mind my Discord. There we go. Pets back then were a whole thing. Spent days farming the red dragon. Well, yep. I farmed red dragon. I farmed green dragon. I farmed blue dragon. I farmed the red one twice because it was before pets were account wide and I changed mains and I thought, well, I have to farm this again. File Essence Rare is the one I'm procrastinating all season. Seems awful. I bet once we like sit down to it, or if like we do it in a group, it'll be fine. But it's one of those things that I feel like the longer we procrastinate, the better it'll be. Farmed all the OG whelps for my partner back in the day. She knew I was farming them, didn't know they were to be hers. Green one dropped so fast, but I had to keep pretending to farm that to not spoil that I got it. I don't currently do house tours. Last day of Vile Essence, got 300 of them. You just have to force yourself to do it. Is there a good Midnight Safari achievement guide? I've just been looking, like, I got to the point where you got to where I didn't really start finding them anymore, and then I just looked them up on Wowhead and checked the ones I was missing individually, because they generally have, like, a specific spawn spot that you probably just haven't been coming across yet. And I found them all very quickly once I just looked up where they were. I would just look at the achievement on Wowhead and then just check each individual pet for coordinates. Thank you, babe. But oop. Yeah, I might have to... I used to have streamer mode set up so Discord wouldn't be fun stream, but I don't talk all that much and I have most notifications muted, so like it usually doesn't happen. It's only if I've got like a group chat going, which I think is probably what that is. Here. I bet I can figure out how to mute this. I'm a grown person with a PC. Hang on. Oh. Nope. There's a rare. This could be the one. This could be my mount. What is the hair color? Peach? Sure. Yeah. That's what I was going for. Something... I wanted a red-toned pink. So I wanted it to be pink, but very like coral, salmon, peachy. I did not want like a blue or purple toned pink. I didn't want fuchsia. I've done that before. I don't like it. On me. Okay, let me... Settings... Actually, can I just like deafen? I wonder if that'll just turn off all notifications while I'm streaming. Longest time you spent farming or casually farming amount. Midnight was up there. I felt like I was farming that thing for a year. I don't know if it was a whole year, but it felt like it. And I had a lot of characters I was leveraging at the end. I also had terrible luck farming. I wanted to farm the like the blood tick from Nazmir. And I wanted to farm the blood tick from Nazmir, and it was supposed to be like a 1 in 1,000 drop rate, but you could kind of farm lots of them. And I eventually ended up putting together like a 2x4 farming group. And but I wanted to loot it myself. I didn't want to get given it. I didn't want to buy it. And I had something like 44,000 kills by the end of it. Because I thought that they had adjusted the drop rate maybe to account for multi-boxers. But I wasn't multi-boxing, and I wanted to get it the old-fashioned way.
I have many lucky doos. You like?
Yeah, the zone one. It was a lot of dead trolls. And people were like, just buy it! Because it was like a 10k mount by that point. Because, wait. Leaping Vein Seeker, yeah. It was like a 10k drop, like a 10k gold mount by that point. Because people had, like, multi-boxed and ground out extras to sell. And you could buy them on the auction. They were super cheap. And I'm like, no, I want to loot it myself. I want to loot it myself. I want to farm it. And then for the zone drop mounts in the Alliance zones, like Golden Mane and the Donkey, I just bought them. I had suffered so much getting the Horde ones. The Hyena wasn't that bad, but I struggled so hard to get the Horde ones that I just spent the gold to buy Golden Mane and the Donkey and whatnot. Just especially Golden Mane. Golden Mane sounded awful. Man, it's invincible. Gear, Tusks of Manoroth. Speaking of the dragon whelp, I'm pretty sure my very first pet was, I think, the black one, whichever dropped in the Wetlands, Vanilla, and TBC. I think the Wetlands might have been red. Got it while leveling my very first character. My priest has alchemy and enchanting. Alchemy and enchanting. I always have alchemy on any character that I'm gonna main and play a lot of in dungeons in raid, if possible, just so I can get the extra duration on flasks and save some gold that way. Even if I'm not making the flasks myself, just having like the double duration matters a lot. And then for enchanting is nice. I was making some enchants to sell, but for the most part, I'm just DEing epics that I get so I can sell the crystals. That and Rust Feather. Might have been red. I have no clue anymore. It's so long ago. Was there? I mean, I guess I can look at my journal here. I just got to find a rare camp. Pets whelp. There was a dark whelp. No, you're right. The dark whelpling. It says wetlands, dust wallow, badlands, and burning steppes. There was a dark one. There is. I still have it. It's right there. What does the red one say? Crimson says wetlands, so maybe that's where I'm getting confused. Is wetlands looks like it could have been neither of them. I remember I spent 45 minutes setting up alts in 4 different phases for Voidstar. The portal immediately spawned within 10 minutes of my first character. It's because you put in the work. That used to be my thing. I would spend a bunch of time moving a bunch of characters out to like Dustwallow Marsh to farm Onyxia, and then as soon as they have all their Hearthstone set and I do the first run, boom, drops. Instantly. We're gonna skip a Sean, but I'm gonna go check for tiny vermin. That's what I'm doing. How many pets do I have? 2,000. Really? Exactly 2,001? I think I would have noticed getting 2,000. Seems like kind of a nice number. It's kind of a lot. Maybe I don't need any more. Maybe 2,000's enough. Yeah, unique. And they should be all rare and leveled as well, if they can be. I think, because I try not to keep here. Let me turn on rematch, because maybe I got some, maybe I got dupes that I haven't caged yet. I don't trust the default journal. Normally if I get dupes, I try to cage them and sell them or get rid of them so that they're not counting against my total. Also, any meow? Hello? Nope. Made me think it did for a second. So 2001 unique pets and total pets, average level 25. Uncollected 53. I guess I can't complain about uncollected pets when I refuse to buy them from the trading post now. Unless they're like really cute. They gotta be really good for me to spend Trader's Tender on them because I never really have my trading post pets out. Like, I bet I can sort sources trading post. I have 16 trading post pets. We've got, what do we got? Blub, Claudius, Parlock, Trishy, Wargly, Bubsy, Dusky Tooth, Fellsnooter, Fishmonger May. That was important. That was an important one. Garlock, Mandrake, Marlock, another Fellsnooter, Shellwing, Spirit of Competition, and then Weechi, of course, whose preview appears to be busted. And I never have any of those out. When am I ever like, you know what? I need to... Even Bundled Up Bob. Even Bundled Up Bob, I feel like, has not been hanging out with me. And that's a real crying shame, because look at Bundled Up Bob. Most of mine are gathering tunes, because I'm terrible at the crafting ones. I have friends that if I gather, they'll make the stuff. That's money to the guild bank. I mean, that's a good friend. You're the good friend to be. Guilds love having people that will farm mats to use, because it saves a ton of gold. Got stuck on 15 in the wire game. GF came, fixed it in 3 minutes. Regret checking my pet journal. It seems at some point in the past when I changed accounts, I ended up making an account without the green or dark whelpling. Sitting at 2,069. Nice. Hazel, who was dismissive of you liking pets? Just follows you around, doesn't do anything. It was a long... I mean, it was so long ago that there is every chance that I'm just imagining this. You know how your brain kind of, like, manufactures memories for long? It was so long ago. It would have been, like, high school friends. It also would have been before I had shown any interest in pets in general, so it would have... I feel like they were more utilitarian WoW players, so for them it really didn't do anything. To be fair, I had the exact same reaction when I found out about achievements, and it's like, oh, what does it do? Nothing. Well, it gives you points. What are the points for? Can you spend them? No. So you just have them. Mm-hmm. Did not get it. Refused to get it for years and years and years. I like fishing. Maybe I shouldn't care so much. That's a fair point. Oh, about achievement points? I mean, at the end of the day, anything that you're working on in-game boils down to being about just as arbitrary as anything else. All of these things only have value when we assign value to them. Doesn't mean you shouldn't assign value to them. That's how we get entertainment out of it. That's where all the memories come from. But, like... I think that if you care, that's a good enough reason to care. I've started caring more recently about achievement points, and I can't imagine why. I think it came from all these years of streaming, and every now and then someone would see my points and be like, oh, wow! And I'd be like, really? Me? But I'm not even trying. Little old me. Because it's not like... I mean, anybody online, anytime you say that blank is pretty good, they're going to be like, no, it's not. So-and-so has blank, and then you're like, well, yes, technically true. There's always going to be somebody with more points than you, but like... On a plot, it's up there. And then of course once you get to that point you're like, well, if I have so many, why not one more? And your mom saw the plat, came up with the same question. Yeah. Giving up a bag slot in the era of 14 slot bags for an item that just summons a non-interactable pet was, in fairness, more controversial at the time. That is a phenomenal point. That is an excellent point. I feel like it also didn't cross my mind at all. Like, I carried around a bunch of pets. A couple of the this pet doesn't battle should. Guild Herald. Yeah, I think they want us to not be able to make children fight to the death. It's controversial. I think it's okay that Una doesn't battle, because Una's been through enough. Let Una retire. I'm just waiting for my rare. You used to have to carry around or like keep copies of Transmog that you wanted to apply. Remember before they made Transmog like an account-wide library and you had to have the armor and put it in like void storage and only that character could mog it? And it was still kind of revolutionary? Those are the days. Sometimes I take for granted how far the game has come. It's gotten very good for collectors. It's a lovely game for cozy collecting, and it wasn't always that way. They've really done some work to support it over the years. Had to carry keys around till they gave you your keychain. I was just happy when quest items stopped hitting bags for the most part. Yeah, it was the same for mounts. I feel like I had a mount library. I don't remember when though. I started playing in Wrath. I think I had a mount library in Wrath. It was a character specific mount library, I think. Because I remember my alts farming like or like flying around on like the vendor griffin that you would get in TBC, because that was all they had. And I also remember it being kind of a big deal when shot mounts came out, that shot mounts were account wide, because your alt could fly this cool mount around instead of like a basic old vendor one. Because of course your alt couldn't fly around all the things that you rep farmed in your main because you didn't have them yet. Like the mount collections were not always account wide. Used to make gold opening up Ubers for groups in Classic. Wow. Do you have any good one-liners from zone chats? I don't read them. Sometimes people say the silliest things. They really do. I don't. I stay out of public chat channels yet, generally. I wish I did. I would share them. I remember a time before we had transmog at all times. There was someone in my guild who refused to change her green gear to the epic stuff because it was ugly. Oh man, respect. These stats are terrible, but at least I look fly. Hi Hazel, hi chat. Hope you're all having a nice day so far. Hi Fablewick. Defeated the Delve Nemesis and now I'm sad because it was too easy. Grats on your win. Grats on your mount. I get it. I understand. I bet you next season they'll bully us a little bit more. They'll make us work for it. I knew a balanced druid who didn't use Moonkin form because of the ugly owl. Like pre-Glyph of Stars. Oh man. In your army of alts, do you still have the first one you ever made? No, not even a little bit. I don't have character. My oldest characters are from MoP. My priest is from MoP, and she's one of the oldest characters that I still have. Previous to MoP, I played on different servers that no longer have any characters on them. I spent time on Thrall, I spent time on Feathermoon, I spent time on Magtheridon, and all those characters are long gone. I'm not that sentimental, I don't really hold on to stuff like that. Going for the 1% mount. Going for the mounts that drop from the rares. I have 6 out of the pool of 8, so I need 1 more from Zul'Aman, and I need 1 more from Herondar. And to be honest with you, I only have half an hour left, and I want to make sure I do Herondar rares on my hunter for Mysterious Sky Shards, so I might just like switch for the moment. Might pop over and do that. Still got my warrior and druid since TBC. How did you end up a Lightbringer main? That's where Carbon was going to be. I rolled on Lightbringer to play with Carbon, and they were forming at the end of MoP going into WoD. Which of the rare mounts is your favorite? Herondar Petalwing. Herondar Petalwing's the best one. Hi, Mr. Sonic Jen. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. My very first was a Blood Elf Warlock ages ago on a trial. I definitely don't have her. You couldn't catch me dead playing a Blood Elf. Oh, don't mind if I do. Oh, I was like, where is it? It's above me. why bells are so popular. I don't like them. I mean, for a long time, Horde was socially the cooler faction to be for a long time. Especially in the earlier years of WoW. The reputation was that all the cool gamers played Horde, all the serious gamers played Horde, and that Alliance was for, like, 12-year-old kids with squeaky voices playing Paladins, being like, I'm fighting for the light. That was the stereotype. I'm not here to say if it was true or not, but that was a stereotype, is that, like, people that were serious gamers were gonna play Horde and be all cool and anti-heroes and whatever. And of the Horde races, when they got Blood Elves were the only ones that could be, like, traditionally sexy. I'm not here to say that trolls or orcs or undead aren't sexy. They are. But a female Blood Elf was the most sexy thing that you could play, and that was really popular at the time, and still is. Yeah, pretty race looks good in Mogs, but still on the correct faction at the time. I think that's why they got such a huge foothold. Especially because, like, if you wanted to play a race that was pretty on Horde, that was the option. That was it. That was all you had. Female Belf waist the size of my finger. Yeah, they look like wasps to me. They look like arthropods. They're so pinged. I didn't like them very much. I thought that the laugh of the Blood Elf female reminded me of girls that were mean in school. And, I don't know, I hadn't grown up enough for that to turn me on yet. Dwarf girls are GTFO, right? Female Belf waist size of finger. You want Zug Lady. They hired your childhood bullies to voice them to haunt you. The funny thing is, I don't think I was bullied by women in school. Anybody that ever bullied me was a dude. The girls were all very nice. It wasn't a very big school, though. I also wasn't very bullied, so I don't really have anything to complain about. Are we fighting Stumpy? We are fighting Stumpy, look at that. Remember when we pranked Cthulhu? Almost everyone downloaded a Mog so you could look like a Blood Elf female. Would have made a Belf when they came out, but I find the leveling zone so insanely boring. I love the twisty, twirly trees that we have in Eversong Woods. They look like candy to me. What arguments could a bully have? I mean, are most bullies based on logic? Is most bullying based on having a logical, argumentative upper hand? I don't know why people bully other people, but I don't think it's because they're winning an argument. I feel like it's usually just like a likely target. Also, in the defense of anybody that may have wanted to, I was exceedingly annoying as a teenager. We all were because we were teenagers, but I was like obnoxious. I'm still a little obnoxious. I didn't have a lot of self-awareness at the time, though. You kind of got to grow into that. Where's my fishy? Annoying, do tell. Oh, just a tiny bit of a know-it-all. A little bit of that teenage hubris that makes you think that you couldn't possibly be wrong. Those pitchforks and torches are funny. Got bullied for being gay before I came out. I mean, they were right, but also not right to do so. Yeah, I don't think they get a pass because they had a point. That's not how that goes. I think in hindsight, most of the kids that were really terrible in school had like horrific lives at home. They were going through some really rough stuff. I turned out okay. Look different and heavy set with glasses. Funnier last name. Someone wrote the F slur twice in my door in freshman year of college. As I grew up, I realized how much home life comes through in school and work. Yeah. Everyone's got something. You know what I don't have yet? Is my next mount. Where is it? One mount, please. Give. Share. Receive. Sencha. Once on my name tag, then on the actual door. That's awful. It kind of annoys me that people like that can just, like, grow up and move on and, like, get married and have kids and pretend like that wasn't horrific. Ugh. Yeah, people can really suck. And then, you know, if they ever get called out on it, they just go, oh man, I was young, it was the past. And it's like, well, weren't we all young in the past? I feel like we did not all do that. I feel like we did not all do that. Alright. We're going to check for this one. But I'm just fighting strawmen at this point.
Light bloom spores are spilling out of the
Oh, hey,
diamond
Rira.
bloom. Get rid of
Treetop?
them
1 man,
before
please.
they spring.
Interesting to think about. Yeah. People when I was a kid told me life wasn't fair, and I was like, you're just saying that. And then as you get older, sometimes you have to kind of think about it and just kind of accept that. It really isn't. It never will be. And it's not that you shouldn't, like, try to make the world a better place or try to make things more fair for more people, but if you're expecting things to be fair, you're just gonna trip on that over and over and over again. Things are gonna be what they are. I really like the name tag since it was my name on a paper Minnesota license plate. Need to head off again. Thanks for creating such a wonderful space. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I need to lust. I keep forgetting that I'm not really big and strong enough to fight this rare on my own. On this character, and I have to either lust or have somebody come by and help. There's been people farming though, so maybe somebody will come by. Man, I feel like I'm getting so close to having enough sky shards to get Almtron. I can kick every other cast of those Seekers. There we go. Sometimes I wonder if I had stuck it out in university, if I would have made lifelong friends there. Probably not. I don't think more education would have changed my personality. I went for 6 months and I didn't really make any friends. I didn't really get close enough to anybody to tell them that I was leaving. I remember that being so jarring for me at that age. Like, you're 17, you move out on your own for the first time, you're going to school where you don't know anybody, and everybody's like, you're gonna make so many friends, this is gonna be the best time of your life, your adult life is just starting, this is gonna be incredible, just wait, you're gonna get to know everybody, and then you're in there not getting to know anybody. And it's like the most lonely and isolating thing you've ever done, and you're like, are you sure this is gonna be the best time of my life? Sometimes I feel like people say that without knowing who they're talking to or what things are like now. I did not... did not go well for me. People tend to really spread out from there. Harder to keep in touch unless you're part of some team. Yeah. Almtron is so beautiful. I always like the Cloud Serpent Dragon mounts. I think it looks nice in the preview, but I'm curious to see how it feels when I actually have it. Because it's got one of those like tint auras on it that I feel like can look kind of clunky in game sometimes. So I'm curious to see if it feels like that when I'm riding it. Really only seems to work out for extroverts. Yeah. Wasn't the best time of my life. I felt lied to. That's a hunter. I'm gonna let them camp that. Very dependent on what you're studying. 27, haven't really made friends in engineering that I study, but everywhere else. Yeah. I was in a music program, so I had a couple of just general classes, like an English 101 and whatever. But I also had a lot of music classes, and I found that the other music kids were very focused, very studious, very competitive. So you weren't necessarily going to automatically be friends with someone because you played the same instrument or had the same background, because everyone's kind of weighing each other out to see if you're like a threat to their status or whatever. I also feel like part of my issue was that I didn't live on campus. I couldn't afford to. I ended up getting a basement suite off campus, and was just it took me like an hour and a half to get from my suite to campus. It wasn't far, but I didn't drive, and the transit routes really sucked. So like if I did get invited to like a party or anything, I basically like couldn't go because I had no way to make it back home at the end of the night. And I feel like I missed out on meeting people that I would have met in housing. But yeah, nobody was like mean or anything. I just didn't really like make any friends. See that in the arts, fewer spots to compete for creates that competitive streak. It's also a bunch of people very rapidly discovering that their dreams of being the next like ultra famous saxophonist are kind of crumbling in the fact that there are very few ultra famous saxophonists. There's like 30 there's not that many jobs for like a virtuoso classical musician these days, and the jobs that there are don't really pay that well or have particularly good benefits. The dream that you thought you would have for being so dedicated and so talented kind of falls apart when you like look at the landscape and you're like, well, do I want to be a high school band teacher? There's a reason that a lot of people in that do it as a hobby and not as a job. Not everyone's going to be Chris Bodie. Really, only Chris Bodie is going to be Chris Bodie. Also, Hazel did not drink. Well, I couldn't drink yet. I was only 17. I did drink in my 20s. I only stopped drinking a couple of years ago. I did drink from 19 until like my mid to late 20s. But I did not drink at 17. It was illegal. Wait, you want me to break the law? A lot of the college is the best. You'll make tons of friends. This seems a very specific college experience that includes living in a dorm, going to parties. Yeah. I'm just gonna wait for this one. That's what I'm gonna do. Funny, no matter what mount I get, eventually default to the Headless Horseman mount. I feel like I've been riding lots of different mounts lately. Like I'm just kind of, every time I get a new one, I rotate to that for a little while, or like I get a new Trader's Post mount, or I just want to find something that like suits my transmog. I feel like I'm rotating through a bunch of different things lately. Don't think I even had grades enough to go to uni. Yeah, it didn't do me a lot of good. It might have if I had picked a different field of study and had a clearer plan for my life. I was just kind of panicking and I didn't really know. I wasn't feeling particularly ready to choose. It's good that I dropped it when I did, because I could have, I did have some student loan debt, but I was able to pay it off without a ton of stress, because I only had debt from one semester plus living expenses. If I had completed a degree, I could have been in the hole for a lot longer. And there's nothing that guaranteed that if I had completed that degree that it would have, secured me any employment whatsoever. What I should have done is I should have gone into comp sci at the time. That's what all my friends were doing. I just didn't think I was smart enough for it. And I, at the time, still felt like I was going to be a musician for some reason. I wanted to do something creative, and I didn't really have any better ideas. I know comp sci now is a little bit, not a trap, but like, software engineering is not as lucrative now, but at the time, I would have been in school in kind of 2011, 2012. I would have been out at like 2014. It would have been a good window. Potentially. Friend did 4-H as a kid, and he showed a pig named Fireball. Fireball broke out of his pen at some point, found my friend at the festival. I thought that was cute. Are you kidding? That's like Homeward Bound, but with a pig at a festival. Comp sci used to be more comprehensive, and now there are so many specialties within it. What's the best computer career now? I genuinely don't know. I feel like that industry is being so reworked that it's tough to say what like an actual like stable lucrative career path is anymore. It's changing so fast. Right now the people that are like making successful AI tools are the ones doing really well, but it's hard to say for how long that's going to last. Back when I finished college, it was my minor, started as a major, but the assembler course I took changed my mind. I'm also super out of the loop. I'm out of touch. I haven't been trying to find a job in that category. Glad my career in it was done before the AI hit. Yeah, I feel like cybersecurity might be not going anywhere, assuming that that can't be replicated or outsourced to AI. That's something that there's going to continue to be a need for. Hi, Pep Peppy. Welcome back. How you doing? Still a hunter camping. Maybe she wants entertainment. Who's to say? Picked nursing because I saw 90% women, and in 4 years, best decision of my life. Cybersec, I do see getting absorbed by AI once that gets smarter. You know. So much of it can be automated. Yeah, I don't know much about it. Media is an interesting one to be in because a lot of media is getting kind of automated by, like a lot of media and entertainment is getting eaten by AI, but it's not getting a lot of traction with a lot of audiences yet because people kind of still have this distaste for not wanting to watch something that nobody bothered to make. So I'm hoping that there will continue to be a market for human-based entertainment and content going forward because that's all I know how to do. I don't think it's perfectly secure because nothing is, but I'm hoping it can hang on. Spent several years recently working in cybersec. Tech in general seems exhausting. I see my friends go through 5+ interviews to not get jobs. Do not envy one bit of it. System security is where it's at. That's what I do. Keeps growing with drone detection, etc. Comp sci buddies mostly say the BS level, I'm assuming Bachelor of Science, level of understanding software design is still useful, but coding bootcamp and raw coding skills is where things are falling apart. Yeah. All the places I hang out online are profoundly anti-AI. I don't think the AI bro is really planning for the hate it gets. And it'll be interesting to see how it evolves over time. And what happens within another, like, 15 years or so. Because I don't think it's going to go away, because I'm not that lucky. But I do think it's going to change, and its place in the landscape is going to change over time, and it's just hard to predict how. We'll see. Only one way to find out. Oh, my rare's up. Hello. One mount, please. No mount. Maybe go keep an eye on Tarek, see if that one's up. I told my vegan friend the pig story, and he was both humored and distressed by it, saying he came back. Oh. Oh, man. It didn't cross my mind until this moment that perhaps that pig is being raised for non-vegan purposes. Scares me, because I don't understand its entire capability. I get told all the time my job would be at risk when it gets good enough, and I just can't fathom how. Yeah. Yeah. I really can't fathom how it would take your job either. Don't it? Maybe, yeah. It's hard to prepare against stuff like that. Queen Lash Tongue would be good. 4 hours later, out of nowhere, he said it again. It came back. That took me out. Took a class in AI and education. It was really interesting. Hi, Hazel and Chat. Hi, Runa Light. How are you doing today? Hi. Anyway, in boring news, the pinto beans that I made for dinner last night turned out very good. They were very yummy. I have leftovers that I can have today. And it's making me want to try to make more different bean recipes so that I can enjoy eating them with rice and vegetables and live my life with more fiber and a little more protein than when I just exist off of bread. I need to expand my bean capabilities. I'm in the year of the bean. Lentil soup. I hate lentil soup. I like lentils. I like making like taco filling out of lentils. You can do kind of a vegan taco filling with lentils. I like lentil curry. Is really good, but just like a split pea soup. I don't know what it is about it. I find it deeply depressing, or like a lentil soup. They're okay. A really good mulligatawny soup. It's got to have really good seasoning. Year of the bean. Let's go, beans. I've decided that even if they cost more money than not eating them, it's still fine and I should spend it. Gonna try to make a pinto bean based burger. That sounds good. Pinto beans are just the yummiest one. It's not their fault. They're just the best one. They're so good. I'm still riding the high of having discovered canned peppers in adobo sauce, chipotle peppers in adobo sauce, and like freezing out little portions of them to then mix into my beans as I'm cooking because it makes them so good. And it's so funny to me that the thing that I need to add to my beans to make them a chipotle dupe is literally chipotle peppers. It's like they named the restaurant that for a reason. Most people I know are team black beans. Pinto are my fave. I need to find a way to cook black beans that makes me more excited about them. Black bean burgers tend to be very dry. I like the idea of a black bean burger, but they always tend to be dry. And mealy. And I find it hard to make black beans not dry and mealy. Like pinto beans can get so soft. Could you grow your own beans? I have before. I grew Scarlet Runner beans once. They're a little finicky to hand harvest. I don't think you're gonna grow a meaningful amount of beans for like a staple diet in your backyard. Unless you have some kind of a farming operation. But you can grow them as like a hobby. They're the ones that I grew once upon a time. I took a picture of them. They were very pretty. I was very excited about it. It was a couple years ago. It was in Victoria. It would have been around summertime. Never mind. Was it before Moose? I'm like looking through all my old pictures, but all I'm finding are... Oh, there's my raspberries that I grew. All I'm finding are raid guide snips of various boss mechanics and blues and stuff. Venezuelan style black beans, pretty good. What kind of ingredients do those have? Pretty strong flavor. Find it hard to get other notes to come through. I usually just blast them with cumin, to be honest with you. I put cumin in a lot of things. I buy big bags of cumin. But I do struggle with them ending up kind of dry. When I was having my pinto bean pull last night, I just like took a bunch of the broth and just like soaked, like poured it on top of the whole thing. Just make it soupy. Let the rice soak it up. That's pretty good. I'm never gonna find it. I posted them on Instagram once upon a time. It doesn't matter. It's a Scarlet Runner bean. They're pretty. They're purple with like black markings on them. I grew like 6 beans. I remember harvesting like 6 beans, and I like took the time to cook them. I felt like the guy trading them for a cow or something. I felt like they were magic beans. What about molasses vinegar to make a sauce? Keep them more moist? Yeah, maybe. That's kind of getting into like baked bean territory. That might work. I don't want to add too much sugar though. Baked beans are the ones that I cannot do. I was reading that people in the UK sometimes will have a baked potato and they'll put tuna on it, and I want to know more about that because that sounds pretty good and I might have that. Aw. I haven't found my beans picture, but I found a cute picture of Kira. But ew. Is it? Why would that be bad? What's wrong with that? On a baked potato? Yeah! Come on, someone help me out here. It's like a savory thing. It's like a lunch or a dinner. You've got some protein, you've got some starch. I'm sure it's not the only thing you put on it. You're on your own on this one. No, there's no way. Come on. There's gotta be someone here. If no one helps me, I am going to Google it. Is that a thing, or did I make that up? Tuna on a baked potato. It doesn't sound gross to me. I put baked beans in a baked potato sometimes. Cannot help. Don't eat tuna. Doesn't know what it tastes like. Fish in a baked potato. Not with beans. Maybe with beans. I don't know. The best tuna baked potato. From a blog called Don't Go Bake in My Heart. Tuna jacket potato is a classic here in the UK. I've been eating these beauties since lunchtime at school. If you love a good tuna spud, I've got some awesome tips. Okay. So you bake your potato. We call them jacket potatoes in the UK, apparently. And then you mix together tuna and mayo and plonk it on a baked potato. But you can also crank it up with like Dijon mustard, chives, lemon juice, chili flakes, salt and pepper. It sounds yummy. You guys are haters. I'm hungry. Salmon sounds better. I'd eat that for sure. Normally we have like a Brit or two around here. I figured one of them was gonna chime in and help me out. They must have gone to bed. It's too late in the day. Thought I already ate lunch. Where's Scarlet when you need her? Knowing Scarlet, she'd probably be like, yeah, it's a thing, but it's gross. She would not be on my side. Oh man, we'll have to ask her next time we see her around. I have to, what is so different about putting, so you guys will put tuna on like a sandwich, right? Like you'll put tuna on like some bread with some cheese, make a tuna melt. We can all agree that's good, right? Most of us. How is it so crazy to take the starchy flavor-based bread and replace it with potato? What is so crazy and insane about that? What? Nah, sorry, don't put tuna on anything. I didn't realize that I was streaming to a bunch of tuna haters. Oh, man. It's okay, I'll forgive you. I'll get over it. Ruins a good potato. This just seems like the tamest of suggestions. It's just so surprising to me that people are so vocally against it. It's not like I'm telling you to put mustard in your ice cream. You don't, and of course you don't have to. It's just really, I'm just shocked, I guess. Tuna on hash brown? Yeah! Big thing would be texture. I don't know. Potatoes go with anything. I chop up boiled potatoes. I put them in casserole. I put them with pasta. I put them in curry. I put them in soup. It's just a cheap way to add food to food. Tuna melt is considered old school. Are you telling me my tuna melt is old fashioned? What about heated rivalry? It was like a big deal. When people were watching the tuna melt scene, do you think they were like, wow, that's old fashioned? It's just like, I don't know. Is it Canadian? Yeah, tuna melt, tuna noodle. I don't know. It's affordable food. Tuna and egg, more my thing. Egg salad, I can't. I have a thing where I don't particularly personally like, and it's not that I think no one should have it, but I don't really like hard-boiled eggs or anything involving hard-boiled eggs. So I'm not messing with any like egg salad, deviled egg, anything in that category. More for everybody else. See you on Wednesday. Yeah, I gotta go soon. I keep finding rares up. I might do another little lap. Just finish the lap and see if I find any more up before I go. I didn't expect me to be in such defensive tuna. You shouldn't eat it like all the time, you know. You want to watch your mercury levels and whatever, but like, I don't know. I buy like a flat of it on sale. It's one of the cheapest ways for me to get like some protein into my diet as a pescatarian. Haven't had it on a baked potato. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna make them. And you can't stop me. Yeah, do a report back. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I'm out of potatoes. I gotta buy potatoes. I'm basically planning on making like a tuna melt, except I'm just gonna put it on a baked potato. It sounds good. Bonus stream that's just Hazel's controversial food opinions. I didn't think I had such controversial food opinions. I guess food's very personal to people. Tried beans and a baked potato and it was super good. Yeah, we do that every once in a while for like a lunch or a dinner or something. It's a good cheap food, you know. Especially like we'll put some frozen veggies in there, add some frozen peas and corn so that you have like a hint of a vegetable aside from the potato. I don't know, you gotta eat. What are you guys eating? Love that one of your department stores is called Canadian Tire. Love me some Canadian Tire. It's like, it's a corporation, but like it's my target. Canadian Tire is my target. It's like a slightly more outdoorsy target. Liver and onion burger. I'm a pescatarian, so I'm not going to try to sell you on anything that's chicken or beef or pork or anything like that. Fish, sure. Seafood, yes. If it's affordable. You'll notice the seafood that I have is either seafood that I can catch or that my husband can catch, or seafood that is, like, affordable. My husband keeps trying to talk me into buying frozen shrimp to make stir fry with, or like sweet and sour shrimp because I like it so much, but I can't justify spending like $10, $15 a bag. $10 actually would be a deal. I would buy it for $10. It's more than that. And it makes like 2 meals maybe. Currently obsessed with rice and scrambled eggs. Can you catch shrimp? People catch prawns, but you kind of need a boat. You kind of need a boat. We can crab from shore. We can salmon fish from shore. Of course, you can trout and bass fish from shore. But, like, for shrimp, I feel like maybe you need a... Or, like... I've never heard of people shrimping here. People prawn. Which are basically, like, big, big suckers. I can't really with prawns, though. I have a traumatic prawn experience in my childhood that I haven't gotten over yet. Trout and salmon are my favorites. Crab pot tub. I like crab, and they're easy enough to catch from shore. But we tend to get red rock crab on shore, and it's just kind of like a lot of shelling for not that much crab. Texture prawns is weird. They were fine. They were basically like just big old shrimp, but I went camping once as a child, and the adult organizing the camping trip didn't really think to pack a whole lot of food and was just like, we'll catch our food. And we caught prawns, and we caught a lot of prawns, and we were largely eating prawns because that was basically what we caught. I'm sure he brought like a couple potatoes or something, but like the meal plan for the trip was effectively prawns. And one of the prawns was mounted on the prow of the boat, and we named him Lenny, and that was all cute until Lenny started to kind of rot. And after a couple of days of eating prawns and watching Lenny rot, you don't want to have any more prawns. You've also somewhat been soured on the concept of camping. We're going to this way. Gonna get frozen shrimp. I'd avoid Walmart. They've had radioactive shrimp. Radioactive. Yeah, Lenny's soured too. Rip Lenny. Friend who bought a from Vietnam brought a shrimping boat, bought me on it. I was his lieutenant. Uh-huh. I will keep my Louisiana shrimp, thank you. I want this copper. I'm kind of getting twisted. I was thinking I'm hungry and therefore I need this ore. I need this refulgent copper because I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat it. We've just been talking about food lately. Having grown up on the Gulf Coast, sort of assumed shrimp as a cheap protein was ubiquitous. They used to be cheaper, but it's one of those things that just has kind of gone up with everything else. Given up on trying for these zone mounts. What if it's the next kill? I should let you give up. I should not try to encourage that kind of behavior. Alright, I gotta wrap up. I gotta go. I'm gonna park this character right here. I'm gonna dunk my badges. Oh, no, hang on, there's a rare. I'll go in a second. One more rare to do. One mount, please. Enjoy your tuna potato. It might not. I guess I'm not seeing you guys till Wednesday, so I might be able to make it before then. Why is it so hard to get the last two? You just have to drop. I was gonna put my shards in the war bank because I want to count how many we're at. I take Mondays and Tuesdays as my days off. I'm about to have my Hazel weekend. Congratulations to me. But I will be back on Wednesday. 448. Nice. I'll be back on Wednesday. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate the company. Thanks for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.